What's going on, Need to Know Podcast family? We are back with another episode, but before we get into episode 247, I want to make sure we give a special shout out to the good folks over at Underdog Fantasy.
Yes, guys, at Need to Know, we love Underdog Fantasy because if you use our promo code Need to Know, you will get a 100% matchup of up to $100. So if you put in $5, if you're only feeling $5, they'll give you $5, but you could do it all the way up to $100.
Absolutely. Now, before we get into this episode, y'all need y'all to press pause. All right, download the Underdog Fantasy app right now. Use promo code Need to Know. All right, and that's for 100% deposit match of up to $100. Let's get it, y'all.
Alex, I believe those are the whitest sneakers I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how to feel. I don't know if I trust people with white sneakers like that.
They're very blinding.
I'm ODing on Black History Month.
Wait, hold on. I have a question. Do you guys like, okay, sometimes I have 2 pairs of Air Forces. You know how they have to be crispy, like new, brand new?
They should
so
be.
I have a new pair, but to the pod, I wear my busted pair. Do you guys judge me for that?
Yes.
The truth comes out.
I knew, because I didn't mind wearing them. I knew you're not supposed to wear dirty Air Force. They're not dirty. They're not dirty. They're just not new.
They just not new.
So, but on camera, I noticed you can't really tell they're not white. But I knew, I was like, I wonder if the guys are judging me.
Nah, I don't judge you because I wear all my shit. Real talk. Like, I don't give a fuck if some stains on my Pradas. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm gonna wear it if I'm in the mood.
That's a flex.
SaVon, you
some
really
stains on my Pradas is crazy.
And that was smooth too.
Yeah, that was fire. I see what you did there.
Wait, you really judged me with my non-white Air Forces?
I only judged you because you just admitted to having a whiter pair and you choose not to wear the whiter pair for the thousands and hundreds and millions of people that see us.
On camera, you can't see that they're dirty. And so I would save the white ones for a special occasion. Oh, but this is exactly what I want to talk about. Wow.
See? So I didn't judge you until you just told on yourself. There was no judgment prior to, but now that I know that you were holding out on like the fresh pair for like,
okay, you're absolutely right. I'm going to explain to listeners. Like,
you hate us?
What I was saying to the guys before the cameras started rolling, I liked when Alex said, he's like, you know what? I just wear my shit, like my special clothes, my everything. I don't wait for a special day. I just wear them because I learned a lesson early on. Like sometimes we get like special, chocolates from another country or a gift, like a perfume, and then we tend to wait till like a special day to use them. Right. But then I'm like, hey, now this perfume is fucking expired and I can't use it anymore. And that would happen to me all the time. I save a lot of things. I save my money. I save my clothes for a special occasion.
Perfume be expiring?
I was just about to
ask. It starts smelling weird. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
It starts smelling like booty?
Like
it starts smelling like pee. Like a little. No, I'm being so serious. Girls, you know what I'm talking about.
Word? Is that just a perfume thing or a cologne thing too?
Cologne, it starts smelling weird. Like, yeah.
My cologne lasts my whole life.
Yeah. Well, it's
I got
probably
some
expired.
shit from 6th grade.
It's probably expired, SaVon, not gonna lie.
He probably smell like OP?
I don't know. Sometimes it happens. Not all the time. But yes, so just a little, piece of advice, guys. Don't be like me. Use it. We'll be like Alex. Yeah. Just wear it every day. Live life to the fullest every single day.
Like I'm the guy who I don't wait to, I need an outfit for something. No. I literally buy something once a week. Because I know we pot a lot.
That's also a flex.
Yeah, no. It could be something for $20. It could be
what's up with you today, bro?
No. It could be
like, what'd you do this weekend that got you feeling like
I was with family. I was tending to family.
Because I wore this hoodie within our top 20 episodes. This is like the 4th time I'm wearing it.
You do love that hoodie.
Like when I have nothing left to go to, I just go to the first thing I ever wore in the pod. So what's up with you talking I just get a new thing every week?
No, don't do that.
That's what he said, right?
It's people.
It's basically like he treats himself every week.
Yeah.
No, he don't.
That's I do.
That's what he just said.
Alex said he a baddie.
Come on, hello. Come on, I got my bad. No, because sometimes people go like, yo, I gotta go get an outfit. I don't wait for that.
You just buy it.
I just go buy it every week. It could
and you'll wear it like on a Monday. Yeah.
It could be the summer. I go find me a turtleneck. Like, ooh, I could use this in February.
So how about we play a game before we start the podcast? Yeah. Reggie, let's play a game.
Oh shit.
Okay.
The game is
SaVon games get crazy.
What is new on Alex's body today?
He said it's not the sneakers.
It's not the sneakers. Well, those are new to me.
They're pretty new.
Those are new to me.
They're blinding white guys.
They're really white.
Little Jordan 2 lows.
Are those new pants?
Martin Luther King is pissed off.
I noticed the pants, so I like the way they fall on the shoes. They're not flared, but they're like longer,
Shout out to my guy Flanor.
No, so is it new?
Wait. Damn, yo, the game is not a one-on-one.
Sorry. No, because you guessed the shoes already.
No, I didn't. Okay. All right. My guess. Yo, open your shirt up, bro.
Hey, yo.
Let me just see the chest.
That's new too.
I ain't never seen the drip. See, you got to be careful with it. And I'm going to go on a limb.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I ever seen that hat.
No.
I've
I was
worn it
about
before.
to say, I definitely have
I've
seen
worn
him
it
wear that.
before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've worn it
All
before.
right. So
Yeah.
the shirt.
The shirt is new. The sneakers are relatively new. I wore them once, but see, I was gonna ask y'all, what do y'all just consider new? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, right?
Oh.
I do things with, I have a sneaker rotation.
Never worn before.
Never worn before is new to y'all?
Yeah, because I could have bought something like 3
Yeah.
months ago, but if the tags are still on, it's still new to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll wear something one time and go, nah, it's new.
And never see it again. Never see it again.
I'll see it again.
If it wasn't a recent purchase, it's not new.
Oh, really?
New, like you've had it.
Damn.
I don't know. New is a social construct.
Good
So
to go.
It's up to interpretation.
We just be making up definitions.
I know, right?
Like this,
Wait.
our generation just makes up definitions.
So it's not the pants?
The pants are from my dog Flaneur. I had these for like 2 weeks though. Is that new?
Yes, that is new.
Have
So
you worn
we're
them?
both
Okay.
winners.
I bet.
Have you worn
Okay.
them on the pod before?
Yeah. Wait, Pierre, you said?
Have you worn those on the pod before?
I think I have, so I don't know if they're really new.
Then I lose. You know what? I will concede.
Look, wear y'all clothes, okay?
Yes.
There's no special occasion waiting for you. The day is right now.
Eat that box of chocolates before it gets moldy.
Wear that shit before you get your belly get too big, homie.
I will
And
say
then you can't wear that shit the way.
Tags, and now you saved it, and now you can't fucking wear it.
Can candles expire? Because I got mad old
know.
candles. Like candles and perfume, I thought they could defeat the test of time. Like
gotta
if there
look
was an
this up.
atomic bomb, I think roaches, candles, and perfume,
We'll
cologne.
I think it's
We'll
less
also
about if it expires or not, but I think it's more about like, hey, today is a day. Like don't
Gotcha.
like don't wait.
I got you. Okay. All right. I'm not mad at that. With that being said, it's the Need to Know podcast. What you need to know, when you need to know on the Need to Know podcast. I appreciate all the new listeners, all the old listeners, all the people who leave hate comments in YouTube. We see you. I thank you. I appreciate all of the engagement. Some of y'all niggas actually really do piss me off. I'm not gonna give y'all any
Did it get you
clout.
tight?
No, some people. I'm invested. God damn it.
No,
I'm
but
still
we know
invested.
because he'll respond.
I think I
Like
might
when
have
it really
responded.
pisses you
Did I
off?
respond to? I think I responded to.
You be responding to YouTube comments. I see.
Yeah, but I'm just grateful for the engagement, bro. Like, y'all niggas really be getting me fucked up. Y'all be playing in my face. This shit is hard, but we appreciate y'all. Again, I go by the name SaVon.
Yeah, what up, y'all? It's your boy A, as always. The Paco Rabone Pobby. I'm never alone. I'm always with the posse. Hello.
Gang.
And in his posse is a girl named Regina.
Hello.
And that is me, guys. So, and if I sound a little different, I have some news. It's because your girl is an entrepreneur. Yes, thank you.
Talk that talk.
That's that owner talk.
I'm kidding. I'm really not. For the girlies that know what Depop is, it's like an online little thrift store. I opened up my little thing.
Yeah.
Business is booming. I got one sale.
Congrats,
Yes.
Reggie.
Hey.
Congrats. What you sold?
I know what that feels like. You
Yes.
feel like
With
Ghost.
the FEMA.
You feel like Ghost from Power right now.
Facts.
SaVon used to
Yes.
trap that Seymour.
Facts.
My Depop balance is like $55 and I love it. I feel like a
Shout
new
out to
woman.
you.
Get out of here.
I just want to shout it. I felt really weird about posting on my story. I haven't yet because I'm like, oh, I feel weird. It's like my old clothes, whatever. But now, might as well just announce it to the world on the pod instead.
Yeah.
So follow me at Regi from the Block. That's my Depop name. All the girls buy something from me. I'll include a little note. All reasonably priced. Thank you guys.
Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Now my little shout out is ending because I feel weird now.
Nah. See, your old clothes is new to somebody.
But they're
See how
brand
that
new.
works?
No, I've either
Yeah.
never worn them before,
Okay.
or they're in brand new condition. I would not sell something like old. You know what I mean?
Nah, I would. I'm type of nigga. That's why I wear my shit. Type of nigga.
Wait, you should start a Depop shop.
I'm gonna sell them old ball kicks. As soon as I'm done hooping, I'm gonna just put that shit on the
You
pot.
have a lot of
thrift.
pieces. Like, yeah,
I
you
do.
should start a Depop shop.
You think I should?
I think you should sell your do-rags.
Word? What was that?
I think a lot of niggas. No, for real, bro.
There's a
I think
market
you just
for all
sell.
that.
That's one thing that you should not sell.
Bro, you could resell. You could get that off
You want somebody to smell the top of my head?
from you. It's like
You know what that
I
reminds
think it
me
probably
of?
smells good.
You know what that reminds me of? Like when women send like jail
Undies?
panties.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Mad niggas
So-
want your do-rag.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Niggas don't.
Yeah.
Yo, no, they
No,
don't.
I would think
You just have
women.
to-
Watch your mouth when you
Nah.
talk about me. Mad niggas don't want my
No, I
do-rag,
would think
nigga.
women want the do-rags.
It's
No?
stylish.
No, it's not. You could go to the little 99-cent store.
It's you.
It's not me. It's Bow Wow. You don't see Bow Wow on the face of them shits?
Bro, open the shirt for real. Niggas want to match that
Why did
shit.
you make him do that?
Because they want to match the do-rag with that, bro. I'm telling you, I feel
Not a
it.
good color.
I was saying, was like, open your shirt. He just did it.
Like, I get it.
Shout
You
to
know,
the rags.
another thing I realized over this past weekend, I get why Alex is always so happy.
Why is that?
Like,
Aw.
it took in every single week we're over
Yeah.
here learning. Oh, before we actually get into my happiness, I do want to also make sure we include Pierre in the intro.
P.
Shout out to the guy Pierre.
Yo.
What up, my
He's
guy?
also here as well, our videographer extraordinaire.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alex, I figured out why you're always happy.
Word? Even though I told you before?
So no, because you be lying about happiness.
No, I don't.
No, some
bro.
people lie about happiness.
I don't lie about my. You know I don't lie about my happiness.
I don't.
You don't? You don't?
No.
You think I'll be up here lying?
No, all right. So I understand.
That's crazy.
Because of course you're just a happy person. That's just who you are.
Naturally. But it takes work to be a happy person too.
Mhm.
It does. And it also takes, cars. Like I understand. I did not realize the dopamine hit that I received. So I went to DC this weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm almost ashamed to admit this, but I did start traveling later on in my 20s, so maybe I'm not too ashamed. But whenever I've
a
traveled,
little bit more money in your pocket.
I've never rented a car. And if I did rent a car, it was always with my friends. Like my friends would rent a car, I would just put the money in. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never rented a car in my name, so I never really had a choice in the car that I rented.
That sucks.
Right? Like whatever niggas got is what I drove.
What you been driving to LA?
I never drove it. I'm an Uber.
You was Ubering?
I Ubered everywhere.
Nigga, we had them Q8s outside.
Trust me, bro. I was living wrong. I was living wrong, bro. In 2024, I'm changing.
Okay,
and
okay.
I hope y'all acknowledge my change because I'm dead ass changing this year. But I went to DC.
Nigga say that every year.
Every year.
No, I'm dead ass.
Okay, I know. Nigga say that every year.
To his point, he does change a little every year.
A little
He's
bit.
not lying. He's not lying.
I think at this point it's more of an aspiration for him to say.
Yeah.
That way, like he could help manifest it. But yeah.
This past weekend, I went to DC with a group of friends.
Yeah.
And we rented a car. My first time renting out a car. So I get there. I'm like, cool. All I know is I don't want a Prius. Right? Okay. That was the only mission. When I got there, I do not want a Prius. I'm a bigger guy. Yeah. I got luggage. I'll be traveling with some people. I cannot pull up in a Prius. Y'all know, as y'all travel, and I'm sure y'all get it. But every single time I go to an airport, somebody recognizes, oh, hey, what up, SaVon's from the pod? Like, so imagine me stepping into the Prius.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't, like, it was my ego. It wasn't even how the car drove. I can't be seen in the Prius.
Just the look of it, like the image.
Just shout out to the Prius owners, too. But anyway, so I went there to the car rental place, and the only thing I said was, don't give me a Prius, right? So I was with a friend. She was like, all right, cool. We're going to get the Nissan Altima.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Good speed. 3.5s in there.
Exactly. I got an Altima. I'm cool with that. I'm comfortable in that, right?
Yeah.
We get there. The guy's like, hey, man, so because you ordered the car so late, we're really not sure we're going to be able to give you the car that you just ordered, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Regi, you can attest to this.
She don't drive?
Beautiful women.
Oh, my fault.
They do a thing
where...
That was shady, Regi? That was shady?
He was talking about beautiful women. He's like, this bitch don't know how to drive.
You know, there's some racism in there somewhere. But I'm gonna pull that out. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, no, I am the Asian girl stereotype. Yes, it's fine. It's fine, guys. I'm very self-aware.
Regi, stupid. You probably have done this. You've been, I won't say a victim, but you've done this before, I'm sure. Where beautiful women, you have a thing where y'all could talk without speaking, right? Mm-hmm. You don't necessarily have to have the greatest conversations, but y'all can talk with your eyes. Mm-hmm. It's a thing. Mm. Mm-hmm. And we succumb to it as men or people with penises. It works almost every single time.
Like, you know what she's trying to say.
It works almost every single time. So in a time of need, I'm sure you can activate that superpower and say, hey, I know what I need. This is what I'm going to get. So my friend, she did this thing where she just kind of looked at the guy. And
she was like.
She did a thing, right? And all I did was, I didn't have to do anything. And the guy goes, yeah, we can't really get you this Altima, man. I'm really sorry. That we're gonna have to, put you in this.
And what was this?
And it was a Bentley.
This was something of what Alex drives.
Oh, wow.
Now, okay. I didn't post this anywhere, so nobody knows.
Why you ain't posting in your clothes?
I got a picture.
You got a picture?
I feel like Alex. I was like, wait.
Show us the picture.
This is why he's so happy. What the fuck? So now,
it was the Beamer.
Nice. It's nice.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna just say it. You guys keep fucking beating around the bush.
It was the big body white. Yep. Now again, make sure we mark those because we don't want to give my good brother's car away.
I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care.
All right. Yes. Anyway, fuck it. It was white with peanut butter inside. I felt like Alex and I was so happy. And I was like, oh my God. And then I came back to New York and I got in my fucking Altima.
Oh my God.
I'm angry. I never want to drive my car again.
That shit like going on vacation to a warm place and coming back to the cold.
Bro, brick ass. Anybody who rents cars, never rent a car better than yours at home. That's my advice.
No, I would say do the opposite.
No.
Like, no, give yourself a little taste of the good life.
And
Poverty.
don't buy pussy overseas because then you're going Hate your girl.
I went to DC. I didn't go to.
No, I was just one of the people out there. I don't want them to lose their wifeys.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
But congrats, yeah, say.
Yes,
That's what's up.
I was in it. I couldn't believe it. I felt amazing. I felt like
Them seats feel different, don't it? That acceleration,
everything feels different. The energy feels different.
that little click when you hit the pedal, right?
Bro, you know what it does?
Tell me, I know.
If you press the brake down real hard
What it do?
and move your foot off, the car don't move still.
You mean the auto brake?
This is luxury. Like
The brakes on Beamers are no joke.
Yeah.
And the handling.
And,
Right? I know that's what you like the
I
most.
almost
The handling.
died.
I know you did.
Why? Oh, because you weren't used to like.
I was
how-
like,
oh my gosh,
bro, I promise y'all, please, when you go on vacation, close your eyes right now if you're on the road while you're listening to me.
Don't
Take this,
close your eyes
receive
if
this
you
message. When you go on vacation, do not get a car that's better than the one you got in your driveway. If you got the Prius, get the Prius.
Nah, don't get the Prius. It's the one time you get to
No,
wig
I
out.
think on vacation you should
telling
just
you.
live it up. I really
Bro,
do. It's like an
absolutely.
escape. It's an escape. That's the whole point.
But when you come back home, bro, it's depression.
Yeah, it's gonna hit twice as hard, but still, it was worth it. It was worth it.
Bro, I got in my car to
It
drive to
cancels
the
out.
studio. I was angry.
Like, what the fuck is this?
I'm like, who am I? I didn't even
And
feel
y'all
like
know
me.
SaVon is an intense guy, so he was definitely just like really
Reassessing life.
sulking in it.
Damn, yo.
I had no fucking blind side sensors.
Oh, fact.
You know how I was,
Nice.
bro.
Yeah.
I was just living. The car was driving me.
Stop.
You
That
know how,
sounds lit.
like, you know how you get fucked.
I know. I've been there.
You know how sometimes
I've
you
been there.
the car
Shorty,
was
yeah.
fucking me.
That's a metaphor.
You are a sick fuck.
Yeah.
You are a car
I was
fuck.
like, damn,
Get
this
outta
is what
here.
luxury is.
The
Alex,
Beamer
I
back-
understand you a little bit better. I understand you a little bit better. Every year I learn something new about this guy, and I get it. I'm gonna get
Yo,
one of them motherfuckers.
I know you are.
We gonna be twins, motherfuckers.
Twins.
Fuck that.
Where have you been? Nobody drives beams like we drive
Hey,
beams.
facts.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I used to
Twin.
work at BMW, and I tell you what, them things is a nice piece of machinery.
Ooh.
Ultimate driving
Very
experience,
nice
right?
piece of I used to be a genius, so I knew all the bells and whistles.
Come
Oh
on.
wow, that's
Come
pretty
on.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
used to
like,
be a
yeah, I like
genius.
BMW because it's
Glad
like
you
it's
said
not
that.
doing too
I
much.
still-
Yeah, it's in between.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's right in between.
It's like it gives you the luxe feeling, but it's not too flashy. But it's really cool.
Now
So.
the shit I had, that shit was
Really flashy.
That
nah,
shit has some
was that
features.
shit, bro.
Yeah.
What was
It's
it, 5 Series?
features.
Yeah.
No, it actually wasn't. It was a 4 Series. So
Ooh, that
I don't
four
know.
Good. 4
anybody-
grand coupe.
It used to be
Ooh.
coupes, but it actually had 4 doors.
Yeah, they call it a
Yeah,
grand
oh,
coupe.
Grand coupe.
Yeah, they call
Alright,
it a
see,
grand
I don't know
coupe.
shit.
No, you good.
He had the long body sedan.
Wait,
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't coupe mean 2 doors?
Yeah, but grand coupe.
But then what? Just call it what?
I'm with you. Reggie.
Okay.
Like,
It's usually-
I'm with you.
That type of car usually has like a hatchback kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where you open the trunk and it's the
so
long
much
glass
trunk
door.
space.
Right,
Cool.
right.
Not a lot of leg
Or
room in the
boards
back
on the
seat.
windows.
But when you the boss,
That's fine. That's fine.
Don't matter.
You don't get
It
in
don't
the back
matter.
seat. You know what I'm saying? When you Alex and shit, like, you just, bro, I couldn't
them
believe
legs.
I couldn't believe my life. Word, I was crushing anybody in the back seat with no fucks given.
I will say that's the first kind of car I got into and said, "Oh nah, cars is different."
Yeah, it's
I
worth
know,
it. Like
yeah,
it's worth it.
I thought
yeah.
all cars were the same until I started to drive some of these vehicles. The handling on that car.
Very
Talk to me
nice.
about the handling. How that bitch purr? How she felt when you
It
when you
felt
turn the wheel and shit?
it felt like my first time.
Oh my god, nigga, virgin again.
It felt like my first time. Honestly,
Oh my God.
I couldn't
That
I
nigga's
couldn't
changed.
believe that I have deprived myself from this experience for so long
Not anymore.
because
Are you not like a big cars guy? Like how
Nah,
have
he
you
is.
not tried to like upgrade your car?
I think that's the one
He-
thing in my
like,
entire
eh, like,
family,
yeah.
like my whole like
Yeah.
the lineage of my family, we just neglected cars and
Cars.
haircuts.
Nah, you know why? SaVon got still 100,000 payments left.
No, he
His
don't.
joint.
Like-
His payment's done. His payment's about to be done over there, P. But I know what you mean, though. That's trauma.
It is
Because I feel like I was the first one in my immediate family to go grab one of them too.
Mm-hmm.
Because they trick you to think you can't go get one.
I was
This
just
is what they tell black people.
Facts.
Oh, that maintenance.
Yeah.
Oh, that maintenance, yo,
Maintenance.
that maintenance.
Or the girl, as long as it gets you from point A to point B.
I was that guy.
Yeah, and
I
it's
was always that
Mind
guy.
you, there's maintenance for all cars.
Yeah.
So I always just said, "Oh, I just need to get from point A to point B and feel good and look deep." So
Yeah.
the car I got now is like all black. It got the tins.
Good little tin on it.
It's a nice car.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if I do meet somebody for the first time, I don't feel embarrassed about the
No,
car I
yeah,
have.
it's
You know,
like a normal car.
It's a
Yeah,
really
yeah.
nice car. I'm like, oh shit, this is cool. But then,
But then here comes like a dude
then
like Alex.
There's Alex.
Then you pull up next to me.
Yeah, with the speakers
it's
bumping.
Alex.
Alex bumping Flow Minute right
Mad
next
loud.
to
You
you.
know
like,
it. Was he never gonna lose me? Is he never gonna lose me? And the car bumping. You know what I'm
So
saying?
now I haven't slept since I've been back from DC. I've been back for about 4 days at the time of it. Like,
So, by the
I have
next-
not slept. All I have been thinking about
Is
is that Beamer.
By the next
I mean,
recording.
you can get your own little fancy car.
Oh, he gonna grab it.
You
He
can-
definitely gonna do it.
I'm
trust
excited for you, actually.
I'm
That's
gonna
like your
get
next
that.
little
Yeah.
purchase.
You deserve. Don't let them scare you, man.
Okay, we're gonna manifest
You know-
right now. Can you guys see me in a little cute little Porsche?
Yeah,
in
I
like
can see you
few
in a
years?
Porsche.
It's cute.
Yeah, I can see you.
Isn't it like girly? Like
Yeah,
little,
I can see you in a Porsche and a Mini Cooper.
like a tiny little Porsche.
Yeah,
But
That
see
sounds
it.
dangerous though.
You got a
No,
big
no, no,
man
no.
though, like.
This is
They'll
my
be
car.
alright.
But he got.
No, and he'll have like
he
his
gonna
car.
have, he gonna have like
He'll
a
have like his big car, and I'll have my tiny girly Porsche.
I could
like
see
the
you in that
caddy
Porsche.
truck.
I could see Reggie in a nice little 911. Hey, LeBron could fit in a Porsche. You good? He be hopping out that
Damn.
shit. I don't know how.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I can see you in a Porsche.
Yeah, that'd be fire.
Alex, you gonna be mad if I get the same car as you?
No, that's a
Like,
you know what BMW mean?
That was
Black
so
man's
cute.
weakness.
That'd be so cute if you guys have
Nah, I
matching
don't give a
cars.
fuck. Hell no.
Hell no,
Love
that's
it.
I'm not
cute.
one of
Get a
those
different
niggas.
car.
I'm glad. Let's stay here. I hate people like that. Cause I got homies, right?
Oh, like gatekeep.
Shout out to my dog Jairus. I just bought his sweatsuit. Please visit flanormondial.com. He has a lot of great
Ooh.
pieces. And he has a bunch of different colors. I'm with the homies. They like, oh, what color you finna get? I'm gonna get the black. Oh, nah, I can't get that now. Nigga,
Oh,
what?
brother.
Bro,
Like,
do you think I'm
yeah.
gonna be with you every single time you put this shit on?
Nah, he can't get the same as you.
See,
Oh
you
my
want- you
God,
see?
Pierre.
can't get
Why
that.
is men? Why are men like
No,
this?
it's even worse with women though.
Yeah,
We do that all the time.
I can't bite my man Steve.
It's
like,
not biting.
Steve?
This is how I look at shit, right?
But everybody
This
can buy it. Like,
This is how I look at shit. I want you to enjoy what you enjoy, whether I have it or not.
like if you were genuinely gonna
Yeah.
get the black anyway, just
yes,
get it.
Yes. If you are gonna enjoy it, boom. I'm not gonna be with you every waking moment of the day.
But I don't want to be your twin.
Where have
You just said you're buying a white Beamer just like
Yeah,
Alex.
you my twin already, nigga.
Well, I'm talking about the pants though.
Oh my God, that's
We
where
can
he
get
draws
the
the
same car.
line.
Yeah, we can get the same car.
Oh my goodness
But
gracious.
yeah, Alex, thank you, bro. Like
Nah,
for
yeah.
real.
No.
And
That
honestly,
helps
next
my
time
days.
you hold out on the gym like that, bro, we all have to see each
I've
other.
had
in
the
back,
gym for a
real.
few years now.
But you never told me to get that shit.
Nah, I did tell you to get that shit.
You did not.
The first time I got it, we spoke about it.
Bro,
You
when I
forgot.
met you, I was in the motherfucking Camry Toyota
Bro,
shit.
when I met you, I
I
wasn't
told y'all
in
go
that.
get some new shit, nigga. You ain't tell me nothing about that BMW
But you
black
know what
man
the-
weakness, nigga. The only black man weakness I thought I had was some other shit, nigga.
That car reminded me.
Other shit, nigga.
Really? Other shit, right? That car reminded me to take care of myself. I know that sounds weird, but I was forced into that car. I was like you say, like, nah, yo, shit, get me to point A, point B. I'm cool. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna put on my clothes. I'm cool.
You had the whole deal.
Yo.
bro. Like,
You know what I'm saying? That shit was going to point A,
you
point
had
B
the
though.
Fred
But-
Flintstone shit.
Come on, you putting sauce on it.
Yeah, I
But-
was like, not too much, not
yeah,
too
you
much
putting
Pierre.
sauce on it
Not too
because
much
it wasn't
Pierre.
all that. But fuck you. But I'm grateful because the only reason why I got this car, bro, is because I got into a car accident.
Oh.
That's true.
Right, so I
remember.
was kind of forced to kind of get into it. So, y'all, this is a reminder to go take care of yourself, man. Reward yourself and
And
feel
take care
good.
of your things.
Yeah.
You know, invest in your things.
Absolutely, and feel good about them.
And never
And actually wear them.
never
Yes.
rent a car. That's better than yours.
Because
That's
he's
it.
still, he ain't ever been the same since.
Moral of the
Yeah.
story.
That's it. Moral of the story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just rent a different one. Like I just go to rent the Audi when I'm over,
Oh,
But-
period.
or Benz or something.
Stayed
Yeah, that's like the
European.
fourth flex. You alright?
I
This is
love-
Yeah,
this
he
is
was
not
like, he was
you.
like, every week I buy a new article of clothing.
No,
This
Yeah, I
is
love
not
it.
like you.
God is great to us.
You had a good weekend.
God is great.
Yeah, I was with family.
What'd you do this weekend?
Just
Family?
so my little cousin, he moved in with me. We're currently looking for a car for him, and I feel like a parent.
The cousin that I met?
No, he's
okay.
oh yes on the
Yeah,
mall.
Yeah,
That's
facts.
him.
Okay.
He's
shout out to
officially
him.
with me now.
Dope. That's what's up.
Aw.
Yeah, I feel like I got a little kid. I'm always asking like, yo, did you eat?
Aww.
Where you at? When you coming home? Are you working today?
Although
That was my
Alex is the
weekend.
only child,
Yeah.
he does give big brother energy.
That's a
I
fact.
do.
Yeah,
He
I
does.
do. This is
And-
God's way of like finally putting me in that position.
And you know, Alex is my son, so he taking
Oh
after
my.
he taking after me. He doing good.
Mhm.
He doing good. He doing
I look
good.
like act to you.
You doing good. You
Nah,
doing good. I'm
shit.
proud of you.
You proud of me? Yo, fuck out of here, bitch. You know what? You a horny little motherfucker. You had me at 6 years old. Says a lot about you.
Ugh. What are we talking about?
See what happened.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Y'all are sick. Anything interesting from your weekend, Reggie?
My weekend was very typical. Just relaxed and went to brunch, and that's it.
That is typical for you.
That is very typical.
Brunch is
for-
very typical.
What'd
for
you order?
Yes. Steak and eggs
Very typical.
I love
for you.
that.
and an espresso martini.
Oh, come on.
I want to show love to DC. I want to show love to DC.
I
You
love
said
DC.
brunch.
Amazing.
I love DC. Yes,
And it made me think of,
DC
DC, yeah,
is
yeah.
the brunch city.
Probably the only other state I would move in.
Yeah, I could see myself, like, if I really had to go somewhere else other than here,
So,
I could really, like, genuinely see myself in DC. Maybe, like, in Alexandria, and, like, Virginia.
That's what I
a cute
said.
little house, you
Alexandria's
know?
nice.
Yeah. It was dope. Shout
The
out
crowd
to DC.
is cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's on the East Coast.
A lot of diversity.
Yeah.
I actually was able to tour the Capitol building. I thought that was really fun. A lot of people don't get a chance to do those kind of things.
This nigga turned 30 and turned into a professor.
I told you I was
You did
changing.
the tourist shit.
Yeah.
I told you I was changing, right?
You went to go see Abraham Lincoln in them niggas?
I did. I saw Abe Lincoln
On the
I
chair?
saw,
Did you enjoy it?
I saw the monument. I saw all those
Mhm.
things. I feel like I needed a little bit. I didn't realize how impactful history was, like American history, and that sounds crazy.
Yo, it's Black History Month. Clean it up. It's
We
end of
built-
Black History Month.
we built the White House.
We not.
Well, it's funny. You
Most of the
know,
monuments.
it's funny you even mention that because
Yeah.
you know we see all these buildings and these landmarks, and you know we just embed it with the country, and you never think about what's inside of
Yeah.
the buildings, right? So when you see the Capitol building, you really don't almost think that there's anything inside. You just see the outside. Like this is an actual functioning building with electricity and people. Like
Say
I
what?
don't. What have you thought about when you saw the Capitol building? You knew,
Yeah.
oh, this is a thing.
Yes.
It made me think. And the
Nah,
least,
I didn't think
least-
anything was going on in there.
the least thing I thought about was there's some niggas in suits in there.
At the very
At
least,
the very least, it was some
You
niggas
thought
in
it was
suits
like
in
an
there.
empty building, SaVon?
I thought it was for show.
Same.
Yo, this nigga's crazy.
I'm with
Like
you there.
I'm not. I didn't think people actually work here, and there's things of value in there.
I feel you because some landmarks are empty as fuck, and some are really like important buildings
Yeah.
that you work in.
I thought
So,
it was like
I
just
feel you.
a pretty girl. Everything on the outside, nothing on the inside.
That's not
Oh my
true.
goodness
The
gracious.
fuck? I think it's the word.
No, legit.
So you went
How are
inside.
you searching for a pretty woman, but you offend them all the time?
Talk.
That's game. They like that shit. Most of them.
That's how you flirt.
They like
That's one of you.
sometimes.
No, okay.
They be into that. You never. But anyway,
Flattery.
I never associated like
What'd you
real
find?
shit.
What'd you
So,
find when you went inside?
I saw a lot of dope. All right, so I'll start with this fun fact.
Okay.
So at the very top, was it?
No, what? I didn't even say anything.
This nigga thought they just put statues outside the building and didn't put nothing inside of it.
Bro, I'm a stupid nigga.
Like, I'm trying to be nice about it, but it's like SaVon. Like, yes, there are people in the
Oh,
building.
I didn't
Like,
know
alone.
that.
I thought the same thing. You
Capital-
never really think, oh, I wonder what's inside of it. So I understand that.
A lot.
or at least like a museum vibe.
A lot of the hearings go down to Capitol Hill.
I didn't know that. That's
right?
where they
So
sign
CNN,
legislation.
MSNBC, they're always on the grounds because congressmen are usually the
So why they got the White House too?
Not everything
what do you-
happens at the White
Wait,
House.
what? That's Biden.
I thought everything happened under his roof.
Nah.
No.
How?
You know, there's a subway.
Continue. I didn't know.
I don't know if I should even be saying. I don't fuck it. There is an underground railroad.
Yo, I
That-
told you about it's Black History Month, bro. You triggering
No,
me, bro.
literally,
Nah,
bro.
technically, yeah.
There's an underground railroad that connects the Capitol to the White House.
Oh, so that's them being funny. Oh, so they trying to be funny up
Nah,
there?
here's probably
They playing in our faces, bro.
here's the most fucked up shit.
It's real.
We built that. Black people built that.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know if that's true. That's
Nah, it's
really
true.
true.
Yeah.
But no, there's legit.
He's a history
There's only
buff.
one subway in Washington D.C. I made that part up. I
Yo,
don't know.
not the same.
Like, what?
nigga.
Yeah, we were like,
That
what?
part I made up.
Nah, let him cook.
But for
You
real
just be
though,
saying shit.
there's a subway that connects the Capitol to the White House. The Capitol building to the White House, and I thought that was really interesting. And
Is
going back
bums
to,
on
like,
there like the ones in New York?
no, it's highly secured. Like
Oh,
there's
shit.
people walking around with like M16 strapped to their chest in that building. Like I felt safe.
I mean,
Honestly.
yeah.
I was like, no,
That is
Yeah,
surprising.
I was like,
That is
depends
a-
on how you look
yeah,
at it.
that's what I thought about it.
is
You're like,
surprising.
no.
But yeah, so I went inside the Capitol building. The first fun fact that I want to give to anybody who never had a chance to go or who doesn't give a fuck, but you don't even think about these things, they're so like mindless, is at the very top of the Capitol building, right? Like if you see a picture of it, the very top of it, like the dome piece, if you can imagine what that looks like, that dome is a painting, right? And on that painting, and maybe you could probably Google this, but the painting is George Washington and a bunch of his quote unquote disciples, right? I'll give you a fun fact. On the,
Disciples.
Listen, y'all gotta let me go. Y'all gotta let me cook. You gotta please Google this picture because I'm giving y'all game right now.
I'm not laughing at you, SaVon. I'm laughing at Alex's laugh.
That nigga said George Washington had disciples up there.
Bro, if you go to the Capitol, bro, this shit fucked my head up. They look
Niggas is
at him
politicians,
like,
boy.
bro, but
this ain't the Last Supper.
Bro, the forefathers, the pictures look out like the Last Supper.
Word?
Look it up in real time. While I'm talking, look up the Capitol dome painting or whatever it is. Bro, the way that America looks at these politicians, the forefathers, they have built this country on like, this is God. Like,
I see what you're saying.
In God we trust. Do you think they're talking about the God you go to at the back?
Yeah, nah, this look like some Michelangelo shit right here.
Bro, again, the book that his hand is on is almost in reference to quote unquote like a Bible. Like, it's some real deep shit that I'm probably going to look more into. But disciples, if you look at the picture, they propel George Washington as if he's a godly figure.
And it was painted by Greek-Italian artist Constantino Bramidi in 1865.
Yeah, so please definitely check out that photo. But that was the first thing. So on the outside, you just see the dome of the Capitol. On the inside, if you look directly up, you see that painting of George Washington, and it's almost like, I don't want to use the word demonic because it's not really demonic. It was almost like a ritual or something. I don't know. That shit was just
Illuminati. It was like crazy.
There we go. Like, exactly. It's some messaging within that, right? And then I wish I remember the name of this actual hall, but there's a hall where they have a lot of like America's most impactful people, right? So they got Thomas Jefferson, they got George Washington, they got some war veterans, they got Rosa Parks.
Richard
America's...
Ain't throw Richard Pryor in it?
I don't think I saw Richard. Nah.
They
might have had his shit in the back.
Okay. Oh shit.
But I don't think they had him in that particular room.
They ain't clean off the paint that day.
They might have had him with Stevie Wonder somewhere.
It was America's most impactful people.
Yeah. Figures.
Were there any like current people on it, or it's just old like people?
So the most current that I could remember or that I saw was Martin Luther King. Right?
Oh, okay.
Right. He died.
Shit ain't current. Niggas hate us.
But listen, what's even worse? I'm gonna tell you how I know they really. No, I'm gonna tell you how I know they really hate us, bro. Again, we all have Google. Please Google all of this shit because my mind was blown. So in this one hall, they have detailed sculptures and statues of all of these forefathers, right? Like, so whatever they was wearing, there was a cape on George Washington. You saw every button, every stitch that was carved out into the statue. The man looked amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Whoever sculpted that nigga might have had a crush on that nigga. He looked good.
One of his side pieces.
God
damn, like one
of his side pieces, the art on the side of some shit.
Just so fire, right? And then every other person in that room had a detailed statue. I got to Martin Luther King Jr. They had 1/3 of his body.
Oh yeah.
They didn't give him a suit, and he just looked like a nigga. They gave him black features,
like big lips.
It doesn't look like Martin Luther King. You can make out that as Martin Luther King. They just gave him kind of black features. They didn't sculpt his entire body. He's barely went. You could just see a quarter, not even a quarter, a third.
What were those
so if
features?
you cut a human body in threes, right? The legs, knees, torso. It was almost like half of his torso,
like the bare minimum.
And in this particular room, all of the other figures are standing, right? So you see them war generals, they're sculpted standing, they're kind of high up. He is you see how the cameras are? And I know the audience can't see the cameras, but Martin Luther King's statue would be that middle camera right there.
Oh, shit, that shit low as hell.
It was lower than all the other statues, and I saw that as some symbolism shit, for real.
Nah, I feel what you're saying.
You're not wrong.
To be in a room, because a lot of time has passed since Martin Luther King has passed.
Yeah.
And they had a ton of opportunity.
Rosa Parks was there too. She died in like 2005. So she might be the most quote unquote current.
Okay.
But even her, they had her sitting.
2005.
I think she died in 2005. Well, I don't know when she died. Take that shit up. That motherfucker died in. See? Black History Month, motherfucker. Watch your mouth. You're right. But no, yeah. So I just thought that was kind of fascinating. DC and just
I like seeing how into history you are. Maybe that's like a secret passion of yours.
SaVon's a national treasure.
Nigga, Nicolas Cage.
Yo, National Treasure is a fire movie. I love that movie.
You are Nicolas Cage.
I'm not.
Yo, he was in there like mad into it.
He was looking for the treasure map.
You just as curious as that nigga. Yes, you are.
Bro, I told you I was changing this shit.
Yeah, you
That's
are.
not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
I didn't know you was going to turn to Nicolas Cage.
I did it.
He was like, guys, and then there was these figurines and this.
Then I went to the downstairs chamber.
We all the Need to Know podcast. So I figured that, we could
Well,
give some different news outside of just,
Nah, for one, I'm
bullshit.
happy. I'm happy you went to go see some landmarks from the United States. I think that's super dope, man.
And
Real
also
shit.
had fun too.
I appreciate
Good little
that.
weekend trip.
Yeah.
I was also, and this is probably the last thing I'll wrap up on DC, but I had the pleasure of, where the presidents give their speeches, like their introductory speech, and like I had a moment to sit on those stairs.
Oh, the inaugural, where the inaugural celebration usually
this
held?
is the view from there.
Fire, yeah.
I had a chance to sit, like, it was dope.
Oh, cool.
So what,
oh my God, the weather's beautiful.
What you said on the podium? You ain't go up there and say some shit?
Honestly, I felt
You ain't rep
connected.
for Need to Know?
I was going to say, be like, subscribe to NEEDTOKNOW.com.
Yeah.
I felt connected. I felt connected to Obama. I'm no, for real. Because it was only like 8 black people who ever stepped on those stairs. And I knew I was one of them. Because my friend worked, like, he's there. So, like, this isn't accessible to everybody.
Oh,
so I was sitting on the stairs, and all the white people was pointing at me, and I felt like Obama. Because they was like, wait, how did he get there?
That's
like,
when you were supposed to get in the MLK bag, man.
Nah. Still America. Like, come on, dog.
Okay.
But no, it was a really
That's
dope
hard.
experience. I had a really good time, man. So, yeah.
Actually, that's what I think Martin Luther King held his I Have a Dream speech there.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but I think so too.
Don't quote me on that either, but it's Black History Month. What up?
Facts.
Somewhere over there.
Somewhere over there.
Look into all those things that I said.
Yeah,
too. Like,
everything we
fact
said, check it.
Yo, but don't I look good behind your car?
Oh!
I had to, bro. I had
SaVon
to.
is currently
took the
showing.
baddie pic?
I had just some, bro. Just some light.
No, why did you put your hand in there?
I got one of those too.
Okay, you have to
make you-
upload one with the hand in there.
We got to make you the cover art.
No.
I'm down. Come on, I'm down.
We're not doing that.
SaVon is showing us a picture of him whipping.
After this episode drops, SaVon, put that on your story with your wrist in it.
Right.
Just for comedic purposes.
Just okay.
Yeah.
All right. I see what
I know you want to get that flick off anyway, so this is your excuse.
When I actually own the car, I'll do that.
Oh my goodness.
When I actually own the car, I don't own the car. Right
You got to put it as your back screen. That way you can manifest it.
Mhm.
Yeah. No. I just.
Oh my God, you guys know I have that. My vision board is my wallpaper on my phone so that I can look at it every day.
Yeah, it works. I had a car
fire.
once that I really wanted, and I put it on my back screen. 2 years later, I owned it.
Period. Yes, I love shit like that.
Nah, Pierre, I heard you had Shannon Sharp as your shit.
What the fuck? You want to turn it
As
in?
my back screen?
Yeah.
You want to turn it
Why
in?
would I have Uncle on my...
Because you be fitness, media, and all that. So I heard you had some shit where
I can't
he
tell
was
if
like...
SaVon's joking or not.
He's such an idiot.
Because he be liking traps.
Wait, Alex, what's your background? I know SaVon has like plain backgrounds always, like Windows XP and shit.
Weather.
See, like what?
I took this picture too. We're currently looking at a picture of the Brooklyn State Park across the water.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
What's your front one?
It's the same. I'm a basic.
Oh my
bitch.
goodness.
It don't change.
It don't change.
I like
It's
that.
the lock and the home.
Yeah, men just have plain lock screens.
Wait, SaVon, what's yours?
It's the weather.
Just the weather.
It's literally blank. Like I told you guys, like
the
literally.
On both?
Just some water.
both,
Just
yeah.
some water falling on the screen because it's raining.
Why don't men ever have fun and cute wallpapers?
We got other shit to think about, yo.
Like my boyfriend's is Nipsey Hussle.
Nah,
No,
that's
no,
real.
like a
Inspiration.
mural, I think,
Yeah,
and
that's
of
real.
like Kobe and Nipsey Hussle.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
that's real.
what? What about me?
Nah, he see you already.
Nah, he got you in his heart.
Yeah.
Oh.
He got you in his heart.
Pierre had that response already.
He told me himself.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, you good. He got you in the heart.
Moving on.
This made me think about me and Regi are like changing places in life.
No,
We're swapping.
absolutely.
Yes, we are.
I kind of can't. Reggie was putting in parlays this weekend.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
that's-
what the fuck?
Yeah, I should have answered that when you guys asked me about my weekend. So while SaVon was traveling to DC and touring, history and landmarks and taking cute pictures in the car, I was getting frustrated yelling at the TV because
She turned it into
Steph
us.
Curry ruined my parlay.
She turned it into
I
us.
knew that. Okay, I put that the Nuggets were gonna win. I got that.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
That shit hit.
I forgot who I put was over having like 25 points. He got that.
Okay.
Fire.
Steph Curry, you would think that he would make at least 30 points.
Welcome to the gulag, my friend.
And then I was like literally like whispering to my boyfriend at the spot like a crackhead, like I just need him to score, like and I get it out because he does that to me all the time. I'm like, and he'd be like, babe, I just need like one more assist from
And money
Luka,
coming.
whatever.
Babe,
And
one
I'm
more
like-
assist and dinner tonight.
But then
Baby, this meal is paid
no,
for.
and I instantly turned like my first bet. I instantly turned into that, and I instantly texted the chat like, guys.
She's
But
like,
then I lost.
That's
Damn.
Oh man, I
well,
love
welcome
this for you.
Welcome to the game,
Welcome.
man.
You use Underdog Fantasy app?
I'm gonna do it again. Yes, I did.
Of course.
Underdog Fantasy app. Hey, make sure y'all use that code. Need to know.
Yeah.
Need
For
to know.
100% matchup of up to $100.
Come on,
love that. But yeah, Regi, we kind of swap lives. Like,
No, that has happened before. Why have we said that before? We said that before for some reason.
I don't know why this is
where
happening.
we like switch places.
Am I turning into like an Asian girl?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. You are.
I can't say that during Black History.
Nah, that's what I'm trying to
Like,
say.
they go
Like,
violent.
there's a few more days left, and you're going out with a bang right now. Like,
Yeah,
wow.
I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at
But
that.
you guys knew, if you know, SaVon, lived in a certain area of New York, and he had a Korean best friend.
Yo.
He had a little Korean girl best friend.
Shout out to Nina, man.
Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to Nina Chung. And
Yeah.
maybe we could like
Nina
bleep her
Chung.
last name, but shout out to
Shout out
Nina.
to
That was
Nina.
my homie, man. She introduced me
There's
into
so many
like, all
Nina
that dope
Chungs
shit.
in the world. It's okay.
There's a lot of Nina
Word.
Chungs. You're right. That might be one of the most common names. Like, Keyshawn Johnson.
That's not common.
Nah, that's not
I
common.
told you it's Black History Month. And stop.
Bro, there's mad Keyshawn
Stop.
Johnson.
It's not mad
Nah.
Keyshawn
Just because you
Johnsons.
only know one. I got Jamel Smith.
And name another one.
You know there's mad Jamal Smiths.
Who else?
No, it's not.
Bro, yes, there is.
Smith and Johnson is a very
It's a common name.
yeah common last name.
How many Juan Pablos you think there are?
All right, that's
Oh, now
different.
Nah,
now
yeah,
he's just saying the mad like racist name.
Yeah, now you just say it.
You didn't even have to go to Pablo. You could just say
see?
Juan.
That's what like. So come on, shout out to Nina Chung. She held it down.
Shout out to
Like
Nina.
I
Keep that
knew
Nina.
Koreans was real one time where we got in trouble together, and she could have easily snitched, but she took the 2-day suspension.
Solid. Took that.
She took the 2-day
Word?
suspension with me, bro. I was like 4th, 5th grade, something like that.
Solid.
And at that point, I knew like I
She's a
needed
real
that.
one.
Yeah, she was a real one.
Solid.
Legit. So shout out to Nina. She
Yeah.
held it down.
Type of person. You
And
can
now there's
still do.
another loyal Korean girl in your life.
See
It
that?
really is.
It's me.
See that?
God don't be playing.
That's fine.
Yes.
God does not play.
At all, man. Type of person you could still run a crime with.
Yeah.
That's hard. You got to keep that person in your pocket. You never know when you just gonna have to do one crime on the low.
Mhm.
That is true.
Yeah, I
Shout
got
out
my
to you,
person.
Nina, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Nina, man.
Mhm.
So we just gonna have Nina out there like a criminal?
No. She
Nah.
good. She good. She a scholar.
We got suspended for like
Yeah, yeah.
stealing scissors.
Yeah.
What?
She was trying to
Yeah.
cut for her school project. She a scholar.
Why did you
Yeah.
steal them though?
Because shit had to get cut.
Yeah.
Oh, period.
And it's like that.
It wasn't any criminal activity.
Yeah.
We just was having a good time.
Shit had to get cut, man.
Oh shit, that was a good one.
I
Speaking
know.
of cuts,
Speaking of cuts.
let's talk about Complex, man. I feel like so Alex
Ooh,
and
transition.
right.
fire.
Hello.
That was a good one.
in our group chat last week, the hard thing about recording this podcast, in particular for me personally, is recording on the Tuesdays now because the news cycles kind of blend a little bit.
Yeah.
And then also we miss a whole Wednesday to actually record. So if something happens, we
In the
can't
middle
really
of-
cover it.
yeah.
So this is one of those things that happened late last week.
Yeah.
And it was a report about Complex being purchased.
BuzzFeed sells Complex to Ntwrk for $108.6 million. Will lay off about 16% of the remaining workforce. Universal Music Group Jimmy Iovine among the investors backing Ntwrk's deal for Complex to create a next generation content and shopping experience.
So it's very like what I don't know if this is the right word for it, but they're switching gears a little bit to kind of like put more emphasis on like e-commerce and like
Okay.
the shopping experience and the super hype beast type of demographic. It seems like not that that's what they're only doing, but I feel like they're kind of insinuating that's where the direction is going, which
not
kind of makes me
surprised.
worried.
I'm
Which
not-
kind of makes me worried.
It does worry me. I will say on the business aspect, I'm not surprised. What's the best way to make some money? You got to sell some shit, right?
I know, but like,
It's tough
I
because
know.
in this space, advertising money probably runs the game, right?
Mhm.
Whereas like you'll put out shows, you put out pieces of content and hope to attach a partner with it, right?
Yeah.
like an
Which then
affiliate
brings in-
link and all that.
Yeah, right. Which then brings in money. So yeah, this was disheartening to me. I brought it in our group chat last week because I want to speak to the person in college right now. We all have similar. We all majored in similar things, right?
Yeah.
Reggie, you majored in
Communications,
journalism,
yeah.
communications, etc. SaVon and myself as well.
I'm majoring in social work.
You majored in social
Wait,
work.
what the fuck that nigga?
Yeah, he didn't believe it.
Nah, I had a tongue twister.
Yeah, he
man.
didn't believe it. He
No,
didn't believe it.
I understood you, Pierre. I understood you.
You know how you restart your sentence? You like,
Yeah,
I feel you.
He said he majored in social work, which I find that's amazing.
Yeah, and I just remember being in college and just being excited for the opportunities in the future in the space,
Mhm.
right? Like personally, I remember being a big fan of Vice News.
Mhm.
Complex was, of course, high on my list. And, you know, in hindsight, looking at all of the companies that we looked up to, right? Media companies, right? Because in college, you're assuming like, all right, cool, I could probably get an internship, you know, probably intern at one of these spots. Down the line, I'll become a lasting employee there, and I could set up my career there. These days, all of these media companies are either being bought out or just shut down.
Literally all of them. I would say like 80%, they're kind of gone. Like Vice, that, oh my God, like during the 2010s and like that era, they were running that shit like the Navy. Like it was the coolest shit ever. Documentaries, newsroom, tight as hell. Like it's crazy, but now they're literally like non-existent. Like Pitchfork as well is not the same. All of these outlets, it's like, these were our goals, which is what Alex is saying. Like, we looked at them like, oh my God, one day, you know, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be cool, you know, all that. And now they're just kind of like, it is so different now. It's so crazy. Like,
last week, Vice actually announced that they were essentially shutting down its editorial operation.
Yeah, like how crazy is that? And I think like MTV News kind of like literally does not exist now. Like
all these things. And to Alex's point, like you said, like we kind of looked, that was the goal. Right? That was almost the end goal for some of us, is to get in these doors, to network in these
like
spaces.
After college, I'm gonna work here. Like it's gonna be lit. Like
I've applied so many different positions at Vice, so many different positions at Complex. Even MTV at some point, like MTV, Viacom, all of it. Like, Viacom, so to see these things kind of go by the wayside, I think, like you said, just talking to the collegiate person, or even somebody who's just graduated or is still trying to find their way in this digital era, this digital media kind of space, to see those conglomerates like evaporate, that shit is kind of crazy. And it's discouraging, but it's also encouraging.
Absolutely. And I want to salute you, man.
What's up?
Everybody needs to hear this. SaVon was ahead of the curve, at least in my world. Back in college, wasn't really familiar with podcasts. Like I knew they were occurring.
SaVon was definitely mad early.
And I want to salute SaVon for that, because he brought the interest to me, and then we rebirthed what Need to Know is now. And I want to thank you, bro, because we kind of set ourselves up really nice, because we now own something. This is an independent company where we do a lot of the jobs or things that we probably would have done for another company, right? And we bring in advertisers now, right? And we're in charge of this stuff now, right? But also, we're a part of the algorithm. We're also in the media space without having to attach ourselves. Though we do like when people like to partner with us. Please don't stop that. Right? So, you know, now I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, do majority of these people that are yearning for jobs in the media space, do they have to create their own independent media companies or
it's
podcasts?
Like, I've heard that conversation a lot, especially because I'm deep in media Twitter, so I follow a lot of journalists, just like not even just writers, just everybody, and everyone's getting laid off. Nobody's safe, everybody. Crazy. So we're all kind of talking about the same thing, and the general consensus is like, guys, like this is what Alex said, like this is your chance to kind of like start your own thing. Like that's kind of like where, I don't know, that's all we have left basically. But then, and I get that, that's very powerful. You know, we just talked about how proud we are of like being independent and stuff. But we're just the lucky ones, because the question is like, what happens when you don't want to do that? Like you don't want to be an entrepreneur and start this whole new thing from scratch. Like what do those people do who want to work in media, who don't want to start their own fucking like company? So like where do we like turn?
I don't know. It's funny because when I saw the article last week, I actually wanted to ask the question in a group chat to you, Regi, like, how do you feel being a journalist, being in digital media, seeing all of these kind of layoffs and some of your, peers, contemporaries, I'm sure, like as a journalist, as somebody who lives this shit for real, right? Like, do you have any concerns? Does it make you worried? Anything?
I just feel like, not that I'm like numb to it, but being in the media world, and especially as a writer, because we're literally at the bottom, because we're the most like unvalued. They'll always pivot to video first. So I've just kind of like been through this for the past like 10 years. Like I've always been like, I could lose my job at any second. The media world, like, there's always layoffs. This isn't like a new thing. So it wasn't like a super shock to me, but it's just always discouraging. Like I'm feeling as discouraged as ever, but also encouraged as ever, because now it's like a fresh new like renaissance. But I don't know. Like I'm not really like, I don't know. I'm just kind of like always talking with my peers about like, and I have peers that were directly affected by the Complex layoffs. Really? It was really, I'll tell you off camera, but it was very sad. Like literally laid off, like girl, I'm laid off. So like, I don't know. I'm just kind of like always talking with my peers about like what should we do. That's kind of the stage that I'm in. Like guys, and I'm like friends with a lot of people my age who are so talented, all going through the same thing. Like you guys, like we're always just having these conversations and like kind of just being there for each other.
Fresh out of school, I had to get a job at AT&T. Real shit.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I am one of those people who's very focused on the things I want to do and complete, right? So thankfully, SaVon and I shared the desire and the hunger to continue to keep doing episodes, continue to keep putting out content. That never left us. I'm really thinking about the people where they're going to be forced to get a regular job to start, but because it's so difficult to find any sort of opportunity now, there'll never be a moment for them to circle back and visit the things that they really want to do. You know, especially in media. So it's tough.
And what's trending too is there's talks of most jobs in the future not even requiring a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
So
they got us.
That's another thing that
yeah, they got
you
us.
You got to make room for. Or
yeah.
It sucks because I hope the people's writing that I'm reading actually has some form of education. It doesn't necessarily mean like you need a qualification to inform. And in print media, at least, an editorial piece, and I believe like this podcast, and it's kind of dope. We all do have bachelor degrees, but we didn't need degrees to do what it is that we're doing, even though we're called like the need to know. So maybe I'm contradicting what it is.
No, we did degree pod. We got degrees here. Yeah,
we do, but I don't know if we needed it. But yeah, I just
did degree pod.
I don't know. I thought it was an interesting concept because for me, my biggest fear is Wi-Fi shutting down.
Yeah.
Because if Wi-Fi goes, then I'm screwed. I'm screwed as far as like how I kind of make my money in the digital era.
Even in not even just digital, what we do is considered entertainment. There's been times where I go to myself and I go, how important is entertainment to people? Real shit. Like you said, like if the shit was to go to the shit can tomorrow, I don't even think what we do is really that prominent because our lives are gonna be heralded around madness. So we won't even have the time to really entertain, or people will be so busy in fight or flight mode that they don't give a fuck about entertainment.
You know what we'll do? We'll just adapt to what's next or the next thing.
Naturally.
Because that's what human nature does.
Yeah, like we always do, yeah.
Yeah, like
Naturally.
different trends, whatever's trending next or next on the docket, that's what we're going to wind up having to do just out of basic survival instincts.
It sucks because Vice in particular, they had such a niche way of going about their media and their content and their docuseries, right? Like it was so unique to who they were, like to that brand.
That's not the right word, but it was giving a little bit like hipster, not hipster, but like kind of out of the box.
For sure. And to know that somebody who, because the thing in the podcast space, and this is something that, as the market continues to get saturated, right? Like we always talk about the big dogs coming in, like now Shannon Sharp and we got Mace and Cam, and this is just in the sports world. But from all over, like we have the people who have the backing, who have the funding, who have the fans, who have the followers jumping into the podcast space. For people like ourselves who don't have that, who don't come with that, who don't come from that, you have to carve out some kind of nuance and some kind of niche, right? And so the fact that Vice actually had that as a media company, like they were very distinctive in who they were. When you saw a documentary and you kept up with Vice, you knew the tone of it. You know, even the color, everything about Vice said, this is Vice. And the fact that they couldn't withstand the changes in media and editorial, it's like, fuck, like, are we only going to be able to read like the top news? And I don't want to say any names to like incriminate us, but you know what I'm saying? Like if they couldn't survive, it's a little bit discouraging if you're in that field to me, because like, what the fuck do I have to do to sustain this?
Yeah. And I guess I wanted to ask you guys, can we highlight things that Vice did well? And the reason why I'm asking that is because how many of those things actually matriculate to money? Right? Like I remember they had a bunch of shows, and I know that costs money, right? Earlier I brought up advertisements and things of that nature, but I'm thinking to myself, in order for this to really transform or change, or maybe even go back to how it was a little bit, there's gonna need to be more money being put in this space.
Well, going back to Reggie's point, when she was talking about being a writer and always knowing like she was kind of at the bottom of the totem pole in that sense and in that pyramid, that's why I stopped writing. That's why I ran away from that shit so fast when I realized that. Like, I'm like,
and
wait,
then
hold
here's
up.
me.
I gotta do it for the love.
Who didn't know that shit?
The love gonna run out.
I did not realize that shit, and
Love
I'm writing to
gonna run
this
out.
day.
Like, I remember my passion was writing. Like, that was who I
That
felt.
was-
It
yeah,
was my
yeah,
beat.
yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I love writing. I write about everything. Give me a top. I'm gonna write it 50 seconds. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna write. Give me Adderall. I'm gonna write. Give me a Red Bull. I'm gonna take a Red Bull. I'm gonna write. I'm gonna be Regi. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna write. And then I realized, wait, hold up.
Hold on.
And he's also Mr. Money Man, so he's like, I'm out of here.
Dollars.
Y'all have fun.
You need dollars.
Let me go fucking podcast
Like,
and
yo,
try to
Reg-
get signed.
You know what, Regi? You can have this. Like, it's scary. It has to be scary.
Very
It's scary because like Complex was one of like the more poppin' like brands, like very front facing, and even they got hit with this massive ass change.
Look.
And like in 2018, I worked at Genius, and they were like the most
Another one.
flourishing, the coolest,
Another one.
hottest on the block.
Another
And
one.
now they're completely like they just upload a few YouTube videos a week, and they're like non-existent.
Oh my,
No
I
offense, but that's the
forgot
truth.
about Genius.
I was in shock.
So
when-
look at what's happening.
I was in shock when I heard that Complex is only being sold for $100 million. Now, granted, I ain't got that, y'all. I ain't got it. So let me not sit up
You
and
gotta
act
say
like
yet.
Yeah, I ain't got it yet because the Lord is gonna bestow it upon my life.
But
Thank you.
they were bought for way more than that, and now their value has gone down.
I think they were bought for like 300.
Yeah.
upwards of that.
Uh-huh.
So to see them be sold for deals that I see Joe Rogan
Mhm.
take for his re-ups,
Yeah.
and you got a whole staff over there. That shit is very frightening to see. Streamers are taking more money on from year to year than what that shit is even being sold for or evaluated for. It's eye-opening to say the least, right? And that's why I'm saying to myself, like, all right, cool. Well, how do we bring money back into this space?
You know what's really cool though? Like in like a few years, we're definitely gonna watch this episode back and be like, "Yo, remember when we were going through this shift?"
Yeah,
And then we're gonna see where we wound up.
Yeah, like,
so
it's
that's
all
gonna be
cyclical.
cool.
yeah. I can't
Like
wait.
some of the shows that were on Vice actually wound up going to like Hulu, some are on Netflix.
Right.
And
Like somewhere you could throw ads on it.
Yeah. And Vice did original content too, right?
Yes, they did.
Shout out to Deezus and Mero on Viceland.
They were on Vice.
I was actually gonna mention them because we see some of these, like in particular, I'm thinking of Viceland with Deezus and Mero, and I'm thinking of Everyday Struggle with Joe and Act, the original kind of
on
like,
Complex.
on Complex, right? If those shows would have, remained on those networks, would they have been enough to generate and trickle down into all facets of that brand, of that company, right? Because if, like, we saw what Deezus and Mero did, like, blew the fucking lid off the roof, knocked down so many doors, got on linear TV, took over digital media, like, we know they were able to thrive in any arena.
Yeah.
Right. And for whatever reason, maybe Regi, you have the background story on why they didn't continue with Vice, but
they went to Showtime
they went to Showtime
and got their own show. Yeah.
Exactly. But for whatever reason, Vice couldn't make it work, because whenever you like get discovered or whenever you grow with somebody, like a budget is a thing, but you also give them in most cases, in most business cases, you give them the first look.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You say, hey, Vice, all right, it's hot out here. I'm people over in Showtime or HBO, whatever, they're looking, they want to give me $100 million. So I'm coming to you first because we built this together, because I have loyalty to you, because we like this working, because it's successful. I'm going to give you the first look. Let's make something work. Let's make something happen. Cool. Like, I wonder if that was ever a conversation.
Yeah.
I wonder if they could have made something work. And I wonder if Vice kind of regrets that, because when you get something that's lightning in a bottle, even the way Complex and Everyday Struggle with Akademiks and Joe.
What a
right?
time.
Like, that was, we still have content that will live on forever from that show. Memes that will live on, moments that will live on forever from that show. Now, I don't know if it lasted more than 2 years, right?
Right.
So, like, when you have something like that in your possession as a Complex, as a Vice, and you don't nurture it and you don't appreciate it or value it, could it be the demise of their networks?
I'll say this, right? I don't know if it's them not taking the Bodega Boys brand seriously, but really what they could allocate to them. And that's why I'm still sticking on the money here, because I'm sure they knew they were super talented, right? Like you said, they had the first look. They're in-house. They know what's going on. But as the show progresses to get bigger and bigger and host, maybe their asks are increasing, and you know you can't fit what they're looking for, especially monetarily wise, then you just gotta let them walk.
Yeah.
Right?
And they ended like very like well. Like it was all love. They literally had like a farewell episode party. Like it was on very good terms. So it was definitely like a healthy goodbye. Like, hey, we outgrew this.
Yeah.
We're going on to greener pastures.
That don't say nothing but yo, the bag dried up.
Yeah. But we're all good.
But
like
we
it wasn't
good.
a bad split.
Yeah, Showtime
Make
got a
it
bigger
work.
one.
And maybe
I don't know.
I'm not saying like, and I don't want to speculate on their situation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, let's put ourselves in the situation, right? Like, let's say we stumbled into an opportunity, right? Like, let's figure something out. Maybe give me a percentage. I don't know what that looks like. Like,
I see what you're saying though.
for
what you're
the
saying.
Miami, I forgot their soccer team name, but Miami, they wanted Lionel Messi, right?
Yeah.
He has a percentage of all the sales or of the team as he's also playing. Like, that was the incentive.
That's
hey,
messy though.
come over to, but I know, and that's what Desus and Mero was to Vice. They were like Lionel Messi
Were
because
they?
once they left, absolutely. Do you not like?
No, I'm learning in real time, real shit. Because
They were that valuable to that network.
when I hear Messi, bro, Messi is global.
Yeah, and it was Inter Miami FC.
in Miami,
Inter
thank
Miami,
you,
yeah.
thank you. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about for that field. I'm not saying they are as popular as fucking
No,
Lionel Messi.
no,
Obviously, he's fucking
Yeah.
#1 athlete in the world.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, in the media space of in Vice and Complex, Genius, all of these companies, if you can get a Joe Budden in your door to partner with you, to collaborate with you, if you can get a Desus and Mero to do that, Akademiks, if you get these people who are helping you build your company, literally, right? If they're a cornerstone of your
like do
company,
everything you can to keep me basically.
why exactly?
Yeah.
Like,
I see what you're saying.
why not do everything you can to keep that partnership fruitful?
Right.
That's what I don't understand, especially in this digital era where now we see, fast forward till today, they're all going under. They're all going under.
You know what like scares me, because we're all talking like the same thing, like, oh my gosh, media is kind of like in this like crazy downfall right now, but it can like actually happen. Like it could because I think about the blog era, like it actually ended. Like the blog era is over. So literally this Complex, Vice, whatever new other blog or whatever other site, literally like we can see the end of it, and that really scares me. Like
It's funny how we're bringing up independent entities, but independent entities is probably the reason, Regi, why shit is dying.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Full circle.
Even Axe says when he streams sometimes that most of the reason why he's independent is because he can make more money. And he doesn't owe his allegiance to anyone in
Straight up and
particular.
down. No producer telling you what you can and cannot do.
Yep.
But
Free speech.
You know what's funny? Like, so using Ak as an example, he was willing to continue the relationship with Complex. So had they not forced him into a situation where he had to be independent, he may not have ever known he wanted to be independent, which would have kept your company afloat.
Yeah.
Because you have one of the biggest hip hop media outlets, streamers, voices under your umbrella.
Yeah.
But because you didn't figure it out, now he goes his way, you go your way, and he's doing all right.
Can't front. This was eye-opening for me because I think a lot of these companies really don't have the money we assume for them to have. Real shit. And
I can see that.
That's the scariest thing.
Especially if they're taking a bigger chunk.
Yeah,
of the
that's
pie.
the eye-opening part to me. Real shit, where it's like, no, y'all got it. Y'all got all these millions. Y'all been open for all of these years. Or, all these board members. Yo, dog.
but not really.
But the money not really what we thought.
Yeah, and two, most companies are, you could say, are egotistic, so they can't really see themselves going under because they make the person or the entity or the artist or whoever's associated with them, right?
Right.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. I can't wait to see this develop. Thank y'all for throwing that in the group chat too. I think that was a dope article. And like you said, people our age, younger, and even years older, I think, that time of media, it was the golden era for us. I remember applying to all of those companies, wanting to be in those rooms.
They ain't hit me back, but salute.
Like I had to do mad follow-up calls. Like I remember, bro. Like it was a time. So to kind of see where we are today, it's a little bit scary. It's a little bit different. And that also applies to Wendy Williams.
I was literally about to say that.
That also applies to Wendy Williams.
We on fire today. I was just about to say that.
A little bit scary.
Yeah, man.
On all fronts.
Yeah. Those of you might have already seen a 4-part series around the Wendy Williams documentary titled "Where Is Wendy Williams?" I caught it this past weekend.
Same.
Yeah, and a lot of you guys have probably seen people give takes on it. One that I'm seeing go around a lot is that she was exploited.
by her family.
By her,
Allegedly.
see, that's what I want to start with. P, stop right there.
Uh-huh.
This was a good documentary for me, right? Did you guys catch all of it? Not all of it, right?
No.
Got you. Most of it, though, right, P?
Yeah.
I didn't really know where Wendy Williams went to. I feel like the last time I saw Wendy Williams was when probably we all saw her, right? And it's a meme now, and the meme is so crazy, right? She's dressed in the New York Liberty outfit.
Statue of Liberty, yeah.
Statue of Liberty. I'm over here thinking about the girls' basketball team. Salute to the Liberty.
New York Liberty.
Yeah, that's my team. Shout out to Sabrina. Almost beat Steph. You almost beat him.
You almost had it.
You almost had it. Right.
You put a parlay on that too, Regi?
Yeah,
you bet on that?
I was at my friend's Gabby's birthday party and we were watching it on the screen at the bar.
Oh shit. Right, you a sports fanatic.
I was like, this is history.
You're a sports fanatic. Well,
Shout out to Regi.
I'll place another bet this weekend. Stay tuned.
Yo, let's share parlays on Underdog and all that.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Should
I
we?
think we should.
Let's do it.
I think we should.
But then if we lose, I'm gonna be mad at you.
Okay, so don't do it.
I like losing by myself.
So share. How about you share yours with me?
No,
'Cause
but
I would use some of your
then if I
plays.
lose, I'm gonna be embarrassed.
But I'm gonna know if you lose regardless. No.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
He's definitely gonna
So
Okay. We'll do it together. We'll do it together.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, the last time I saw Wendy Williams was when she passed out live on the Wendy Williams show. And right then and there, I didn't know what was going on. But
Stop
stop
laughing.
laughing, nigga. Stop
Why
fucking
are you
laughing,
laughing,
nigga. What's so
SaVon?
funny, nigga? Watch your mouth, son.
This guy's sick.
That's wrong with niggas
This
today.
guy's
Niggas always
sick.
want to laugh. Fuck out of here, nigga. Stop laughing. Anyway, that was the last time I saw her. So coming into the documentary, I didn't know who was behind it. I didn't know who produced it. I didn't know who backed it. And I've completed all 4 episodes of it. And man, there was a plethora of things I pulled from that doc.
Yeah.
First thing I want to start with was they definitely exploited her. And when I say they, granted, let's do some knowledge too. Sorry.
Let's do it.
Wells Fargo currently has Wendy Williams' money tied up.
Yep. Under an independent guardianship.
I was about, under an independent guardianship, right? Meaning that they felt like Wendy Williams and her son or family members were being nefarious with the funds in her account. So they felt like she wasn't in a cognitive state to make decisions over her money or who could, withdraw money and take money from it. So because of that, they put her in a guardianship.
Yeah.
Meaning that
The bank did.
The Wells
bank,
Fargo.
Yeah.
Got it.
Wells Fargo put her in a guardianship, which means that
I never
she has
trusted them niggas, bro.
Yeah, Wells Fargo, right?
I never banked
type of
with
nigga,
Wells.
like never.
They were on a Netflix documentary about doing shady business too.
Yeah, I bet.
I've never.
Wells.
Just look at them.
Just look at them.
That's
Or
wild.
like
Take
yellow,
your money out of Wells Fargo
right now.
Your bank should have one name: Citi,
Word.
Chase.
I like
Chase.
You get what I'm
He
saying?
talking.
TD.
He's saying some shit.
Bank of America.
Like
that. Yeah.
Bank of America, they alright. They be fucking up your information.
Yeah,
But
okay.
Wells
They
Fargo, I've never heard of a bank saying you can't control your money how you see it. I've seen like the government come and say, hey, we need to intervene and maybe give somebody else control of over your wealth and your money. I've never heard of the bank saying, hey, stop.
And
that's odd to me.
And their reason for
That's odd to
not
me.
giving it to anybody in her family is because they were like, yo, this is too close, pretty much too close to home to trust anyone that's associated with you with your money.
I also want to highlight that she spent about $100,000 on her son's birthday party.
120.
120, yeah, just somewhere in that realm. There was a bunch of transactions from her son.
Yeah.
But of course, right, I'm thinking to myself like, dog, if that's my mom and she's sick and she's staying with me and she's giving me access, I know how a bank is probably going to act. Oh, we want the person who's on the account to come. I get it, right?
I got the figures right here.
Okay, run them down.
So the bank was questioning why Kev, her son, withdrew $100,000. Spent $100,000.
He made it hot.
His party. Wendy said she spent $120K. I believe it was Wendy. She said she spent $120K on him for his birthday. His rent was $80K,
which is crazy
and
for a college student.
Yeah, and he might have spent about $100,000 on Uber Eats. But
what are you eating?
But throughout the whole doc,
he did.
Wendy was pretty much saying she loves her son, and that she also isn't the frugal type. She likes spending money, and
I think a very, very important thing that we have to say, like just to preface this entire conversation is she was diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Aphasia?
Yep.
And frontotemporal dementia.
Yeah.
Due to
I feel like
alcoholism.
that's like a very important thing that we have to just say.
No, you're right. Yeah, and a lot of that is due
a
to
great
alcoholism because she's only in her 50s, right? So when you hear people getting dementia, you don't really assume for them to get that in their 50s. That's pretty early, right?
And in the doc too, she did confess to I think she was on cocaine for I think in her 50s.
She lived a life.
Yeah, she's definitely lived a life.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's a lot of people.
Happens.
Like we're gonna get there. Like not we, but a lot of people are gonna get there. Like you're gonna see that quite often. It seems to be sad. Like I saw a few clips. I'll play a few of those clips from the documentary.
And the clip SaVon is about to get into, you're gonna see Wendy in her rawest state, and hence why I feel like she was exploited a little bit because I know she's not making money, right? Wendy Williams is also an executive producer on this. So I'm sure she wanted to, partner with Lifetime to do this, put her story out. But there are just some moments in here, and SaVon's going to get to them in a second, that probably shouldn't have been aired and don't put her in the best light.
Yeah, it was sad.
It's one thing to, bring awareness for the guardianship and what's been occurring in her life for her fans and the people that support her, especially the people that were fans of the Wendy Williams show. It's a whole nother thing to make her look like she's just not here.
And also like I get like why people are like, oh my God, the realities of what this disease can do to you. Like I get that, but it's like, this is like completely different. This is so like harsh.
This is an exchange between Wendy and her publicist.
I wish you would get liposuction. No. Go downstairs, please, and order something and make you fatter. Okay. All right.
So that was one. And that honestly, I think the visuals will probably give you some of the intensity between that interaction between the publicist and Wendy's. But this next one, I think from an audio perspective, you can get a little bit more of an image of how her behavior, how her tone, her mannerisms, all of it is just kind of encompassing as to why, people are.
Now, the blues are e-cigarettes that Wendy Williams purchases and smokes. What that clip is breaking down is she usually has one spot by the Wendy Williams show where she always purchases these pens. Because she's experiencing a ton of brain fog these days, she kept telling the driver, no, we need to go by the Wendy Williams show because that is where the store is located. All right, you ain't going to the Wendy Williams show. Mind you, the driver has done it 5 times. So at this point, he just continues to circle the block over and over until it gets dark out. And then they finally had to finish, stop the taping because they ran out of time and footage, right? So, back to Wendy's brain fog, I saw a person who was dealing with that, was dealing with alcoholism, a thyroid issue, and lymphedema, which is really affecting her legs and her feet, right?
Yeah.
So
got a lot of health complications, and I seen a conversation of karma around this. We all know Wendy Williams, and speaking of like just the whole digital media, social media era, and the Shade Room, and all these blogs who kind of exploit the culture to make money. She is almost like we talked about George Washington, right?
Yeah.
She's like the founding father, the founding mother of salacious media, and not giving a fuck and putting out business that you may not want out there, and being very direct, being very blunt. She is the matriarch of this shit, right? And a lot of people would say to how media is today, like a lot of the shit that exists today doesn't exist without Wendy Williams. A lot of the messiness and just all of it, the personality, everything. So I heard a lot of conversations around karma, and I was really, really, really torn when I was reading some of the things, seeing some of the clips, knowing some of the things that Wendy has partaken in, right? Like I was torn because a part of me, and I want to say this, I don't wish any of these kind of health issues on anybody. I don't want this for anybody. I don't wish this on Wendy Williams. But there's also a part of me that lacks a little bit of empathy. There's also a part of me because the damage that she's caused on some people's without any regard. Some of the things that she's done to feed her family was in very poor taste, malicious, selfish. It was just nasty. She's been nasty at certain points. Some things she's apologized for. Some things are unforgivable, right? So there is a thought within my process and how I think to where I don't have empathy all the way 100%, and I'm trying to struggle. I'm fighting with it myself because you don't want to see anybody like that.
Yeah, I don't think we should combine the two. I think you're 100% right, bro. I think she has made a living off of exploiting other people's lives, revealing things that maybe other people don't want, exposed, right? But I'll put it like this. If I go 1-on-1 against LeBron James, I don't want to verse him when he has a broken arm. Feel me?
Right.
Like when I go 1-on-1 against Stephen Curry, I don't want him to have a torn shoulder.
I see what you're saying.
Understood.
You see what I'm saying? So
like that's not fair.
I just don't think it's like I want her at 100 so we can really do it at 100.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like she can't even like defend herself.
You don't want to play at a handicap.
I don't want to win without the handicap.
Yeah.
Real shit.
And this is a very severe handicap. Like I don't know if people understand like how this literally changes your brain and changes completely who you are. So it's just like the lowest, and I really do think that she's being exploited because it's like, how could she have ever like fully consented to this?
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering like how
money. Throughout the documentary, she speaks about money a lot. And somebody I wanted to highlight.
Even if she speaks about money though, like does she like I don't think she's in the right state of mind to really make a decision like, yo, I want to do this documentary, I want to put this out. Like I don't know.
So,
go ahead, Alex.
So another very important person in this doc is Will Selby. Will Selby is her manager.
Yeah.
Now this motherfucker was Dior down every episode. I'm talking the matching fit. I'm talking like the Gucci fitted with the Gucci belt with the Gucci sweatshirt. I'm talking every scene, every time they had him on camera, it was chains and Louis.
And Joe Budden starter pack.
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
I'm trying to tell you. What was you saying, Pierre?
He assumed the role as like her handler.
He did. And Wendy was also, I don't know what the relationship is today, but she was very comfortable with Will.
OD.
All right. She met Will at a time when she was falling out with her husband. Right. And she was going through a divorce and they become naturally very close. Right. And, Will at first, because I'm like, damn, okay, cool. They made it look like, he's probably the only person in her corner right now. A majority of her family lives and stays in Florida, including her son, her father, her sister, etc.
Her nephew.
Exactly, right? But she enjoys New York, right? And why does she enjoy New York? Because she's able to drink here easier. Yeah. When she's down there with her family, her son is a vegan. He not playing that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you gave me some of that backstory because I'm more inclined to go check out the documentary. But going back to my point of just being conflicted about some of the things that she's done. And again, I don't wish any bad on anybody in this way. But I'm one of those people who believe like you reap what you sow. And I'm a real big believer in manifestation and not so much karma, right? I'm not trying to get religious here. Yeah. But I think the energy you put out into the world is what you receive at some point. And I don't know who she is at her core. But I can imagine somebody like a Method Man, right? Who back in 2006, she leaked his wife's cancer diagnosis, right? She did. She made a choice to go ahead and do something like that. Now, long time ago, time has passed. Maybe the methods have forgiven her. Maybe it's water under the bridge, right? But doing things of that nature time after time, and at the time she kind of doubled down on it, right? We know her beef with Diddy, and now maybe she looks like a prophet with all the shit he's been through. But she has gone out of her way to destroy and harm people's lives without any type of remorse from what we've seen. And she did that up until she literally couldn't. Even on her Wendy Williams show, she was making headlines for, revealing things and saying things and making fun of people's deaths or making light of people's deaths in real time. Like, she wasn't always the most sensitive to how everybody else felt. So it has to be other people who can understand and maybe, again, not wish these things on her. Yeah. But maybe I like, you can lack a little bit of empathy for that.
Yeah.
I can see why she feels empowered to do that. Even in the doc, there was, I think it was episode 3 or 4, where they kind of go into her origin story, about talking about her as a kid. She would always tell her parents she's going to be famous.
6 years old, Asbury Park, New Jersey.
So like when you're doing the thing that you've always wanted to do, and that's what it takes to stay on top of the game, I could see why
that's not what it takes. I think
her,
at some point that's your character.
But
at some point that you make those choices. It's not what it takes. It doesn't take anybody. If I find out somebody's medical condition through a source and I decide to get on my show on my platform. The show was called The Wendy Williams Show. This is a decision that I make for her. But again, that's her character.
Look at media nowadays. Salacious shit sells.
Yeah, and I'm saying these are character choices.
But it's still what she deemed as what she needed to do to stay on top of the game.
And so when people are looking
to do that,
and when people are looking at her and don't feel an ounce of empathy or sympathy,
but hold on,
how can you knock them?
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think she was looking for empathy in this doc. Real shit. Throughout the doc, she keeps trying to tell her family members and shit, I'm not sick. Stop saying that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, she was in a very, I don't want to say a delusional state, but just not trying to accept that these things are happening to her.
There was a point where she walked into court. They were telling a story of a time where she walked into court with her son and basically told the judge she wanted the son out and she wanted a Whopper and some liquor. Yeah. And the reason why that was because her son was basically trying to take the liquor away from her so that she could be better, but she didn't want that.
Yeah. Like this documentary wasn't a, hey guys, please feel bad for me. I know I've talked a ton of shit about all of you over the years, but please, a GoFundMe. No. It really felt like she can't do the Wendy Williams show anymore. Yeah. She even talked about doing a podcast in that shit.
Yep.
I did see that clip.
Yeah. So it really felt like, hey guys, I haven't been in touch with my fans. Even though I'm not in my full brain state right now, I do want you guys to see just an updates on things, right? So real talk, I think the remorse shit started for me internally because I don't think she was really looking for it. Real shit as I'm watching it. Like it was really, she was denying like, I'm not sick. No, I'm not.
Like that wasn't her mission to get empathy.
It didn't seem that way, but I could see money being her mission for sure. Yeah, especially if Wells Fargo got your money tied up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there was a point where her manager gave her money and she had it out by the
counter,
by the safe.
Yeah, she threw it in her
room.
titties.
Yeah, she threw it in her breast area, her brassieres, right?
Yeah.
So then he was like, "Yo, I gave you the money. Why didn't you put it away?" And then he started talking about like why there's money there. The producer was like, "Hey, is the money there so that you don't put it in the bank?" And then he was like, "Well, I made her own account so that the bank couldn't,
And by the end of this documentary, SaVon, to keep it a bug with you, Pierre, everyone listening, I don't know still who is on Wendy's side. Well, yeah, real shit.
I don't know. I don't know if this was common knowledge, but it was published today. The producers on the documentary wouldn't have filmed. They say they wouldn't have filmed if they'd known she had dementia. So they didn't even know. They said
that's cap.
And no, but this is on Fox News, and they talked to a producer, Mark Ford, and he was like, "We wanted people to understand her journey, yada yada yada. But of course, if we had known Wendy had dementia going into it, no one would have rolled the camera. The diagnosis was announced and was not the information that we knew going into it. But they still did it anyway. So I'm just like,
they started filming in 2019, right?
Yeah, it was a collection.
This has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, it was a collection.
I get what SaVon is saying. I get what you're saying. Like, you don't have to be empathetic towards anybody. That's not yourself. Honestly, like we're not empathetic towards like freaking like we don't have to have empathy for people that we don't even know. But I don't think this is like her karma. Like I just feel weird saying that.
I also don't know how karma works.
I just feel like this is like just a very, very, very sad situation that she's going through. Dementia literally destroys yourself and the people around you, like slowly. People who have to watch you go through that. Yeah. And God forbid this happen to anybody I know. I just think it's like such a sad situation overall. Yeah. But I also can acknowledge that Wendy did some terrible shit, like when she did not have dementia either. So I don't know. It's just a crazy situation.
And I think this is money because, Bruce Willis, we know, was actually as well going through dementia, right? And we only see him in the best of light. Right, when we see him, when his family decides to show us.
Like that, but you're right.
Right, yeah. Whenever the family decides to let us in, we see him in a very caring. This was like, again, I don't know who's in her corner, but I will say this. I know she loves her son. I know her son loves her. And I know he's adamant about her alcohol addiction and how he wants the reversal of that. Will, her manager, just a wrap up for me. Will, her manager, when it started, I thought he was on her side. By the time it ended, it just felt like a cat who is just there to make money with her, but not tend to her health. Right? It just seemed like he was just trying to sign her up for a bunch of shit, knowing what she's going through. And her family members, they love her too. Her sister, her father, her brother. And I guess we'll see what comes from this.
Yeah. I'll definitely have to check that out. I have to check that out because from what I've seen, I've been conflicted on how to feel. Again, never wishing any like
there's
a few things that you just don't wish on certain people, right? Or on people in general, like prison time, being away from your family, health complications. Like I would just never wish those things on people. But I'm also a true believer of like you reap what you sow in certain areas, and you know the energy that you put out into the world. Sometimes it comes back to you in the strangest of ways and the most unexpected of ways and some of the most brutal of ways. So I try to personally, you know, do right by the people in my life. And even when we have jokes and shit on here, like Jennifer Hudson might hate me at some point if she ever heard what I said about her. You know, like it might be a thing. I understand, but I think there's satire, there's fun, right? And there's jokes that can be made. But I think some of the things that she did was a little bit overboard.
I see what you're saying.
And so for that reason, I could understand and I may not have as much empathy because it's like, damn, fam, like, what the fuck was you thinking? What was you on when you were in the right state of mind? When you did have all of the dots connecting in your brain, and now that you lost some of those traits and abilities, it's like, all right, cool. Like, all right, let's just let life take its course.
It's like, of course, you wouldn't want anybody to go through this, but like, if like SaVon, like when you're watching this, is it kind of just like, okay, this is sad, but it's like, okay, am I supposed to feel bad?
I've
like,
only
is
watched
that
it in
your kind of
clips.
your attitude towards it?
I've watched it in clips, so and I've seen conversations around it. Again, I was just on a trip, so I haven't locked in and watched the documentary. So I'm a little bit ill-informed on some of the things that I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the things that I do know. So based on what I do know, to answer your your question, Regi, is I'm watching it and I don't have much empathy based on what I do know. And I want to be mindful of what I say.
This reminded me of the conservatorship with Britney Spears and her father. I didn't even realize a bank could do that with a person if they feel like, you know, they're not cognitive enough to assess their money or deal with their own shit.
Yeah, I never knew that either.
I always thought it went to like a family member.
Real shit. And that's what they were saying. But the family members had to take a class to become a guardian, right? And her sister did it, but it was too late. So the court appointed somebody themselves.
That's why that's so strange to me.
Exactly.
That's why everything is so strange.
And that's why I don't know anymore.
And the other thing is they called it a temporary guardianship.
Yeah, so every year they're going to review it and come to a decision.
Got it.
Yeah,
it's tough.
All right. Well, in some other somber kind of news, I want to send a farewell to our sisters over at the See the Thing Is podcast.
Mandii, Bridget, what up, y'all?
Yeah, man.
Salute.
They did
Great
it.
run.
They came. They saw. They conquered. You cannot be mad at that.
I have friends, girlies in real life, a bunch of girlies who genuinely listen to that show every single fucking week.
Baddies listen to these shit.
Literally, they'll be like, "Oh my god, you know this show? See the Thing Is." I'm like, "Girl,
we recorded."
I'm like, "Yes, I know that show."
They're our sister cousins. No,
oh my goodness.
SaVon and I even worked on that show.
Facts, we did. We had the honor and the pleasure of working on their first few episodes. Maybe the very first
year, probably
first year or so. Yeah. Right, Mandii. She actually gave us a shout out in their farewell episode. So shout out to them. Yeah, Mandii and Bridget, wonderful people. I know they're gonna go continue to do great things. We actually recorded in the same studio as them. You know, Mandii kind of spoke about how we played a part in her getting the new studio and making introductions to certain people to kind of help them transition into independence. So we were a part of that in a very small capacity in the early days. So I do want to make sure we acknowledge them and wish them the best of luck moving forward. It's always love. It's always family. We hate to kind of see things end, but I think it's a dope way to see a podcast end because we're still in the infancy stages of podcasting, right? Yeah. And we just think this shit is, for sure. I think so.
You think so?
I think we're still in the infancy
stages.
I think
we're like in it.
We're figuring it out, but as far as, because I say we're in the infancy stages is because we haven't seen many podcasts end. Like you don't see a wrap up on podcasts. We're still, everybody's starting podcasts and trying to get through them, but now we're in the phase where we're going to start seeing podcasts have to do farewell episodes, right? Like that's what I mean by we're in the infancy stages. So maybe not infancy, but we're still in the beginning.
I feel like we're in
we're still in the beginning because we don't see podcasts end. We see them break up.
Oh yeah.
We see them break up. We see it end abruptly and tumultuous.
They just don't put out episodes no more. You be like, yo, what happened?
Exactly. We don't
see. They ain't dropped since 2021.
There are no podcast finales. You know, and
but now we've seen like an era of theirs actually begin and end.
Exactly. And so that's what, you know, I'm most proud of them to kind of see like, all right, you know what? They started, they had some turbulence, they got through it, they went from a network to independent, and now they're putting a bow on everything.
They
so
literally gave an actual ending.
Yeah,
a full
exactly.
run.
Oh,
full
wait, actually, I'm sorry, I didn't watch the farewell episode. Well, how was it? Like, what did they acknowledge? Like, what was their like message?
Oh, I ain't watched that shit either.
Oh shit!
But I know no, they shouted us out. So I went to the park. They shouted us out.
I saw that floating somewhere.
Oh my gosh!
I ain't watch it. What the fuck? I ain't gonna lie to you.
He fast forwarded to his name,
but they was like, "Yo, SaVon." I said, "Oh, gotta listen." And then
I was just curious because, like, what does a pod ending farewell episode sound like?
They were pretty much giving flowers. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I listened to a little bit. They were giving like flowers and kind of telling about their story.
Yeah, those ladies, they work really hard, and I know they're going to continue to do great things. And honestly, the reason that we're in this studio is a big part of that podcast, you know, even existing. So yeah, shout out to Mandii, shout out to Bridget. I know they're going to do great things. Salute to them. I did want to make sure we acknowledge them here on the episode because, you know, it's so strange in this podcast space how we're all connected. Like, we're all connected somehow, you know?
It's so weird.
It's so strange. Like, and also, they
at least out in New York
consistently were on the charts.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are going to look at them, and maybe this is the last thing I'll say on them, but a lot of people will look at Mandii and Bridget and say, oh, they're a failure, or y'all know I'll be on Reddit.
Yeah.
So no matter what, I'm always on Reddit.
I'll be on there too.
So no matter what, I'm always on Reddit. Like, I could be on vacation. I could be getting my dick sucked. I might scroll on Reddit. Like, Reddit is a thing for me. I was always on Reddit, and I'm always watching the charts, and I'm always watching the numbers.
Yeah.
And one thing that I could say about the charts is Mandii and Bridget See the Thing Is podcast was always on the music charts.
Always.
Teetering top 10, top 5 some weeks, top 25, top 50.
And people misconvey YouTube views for what the audio does for a lot of these podcasts. And we are here to tell you that just like our audio numbers are better than a lot of what you see on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Yes. And they did very well. They were definitely successful.
And
absolutely.
So, exactly. So I don't want people to look at them and think that was an example of a failed podcast because, hate to break it to you, if you ever tried to do a podcast, if you have a plan on doing a podcast, if you reach the heights that Mandii and Bridget Kelly have reached with their podcast, no matter what you may think it is, it would be considered a very, very, very successful podcast.
Yes,
definitely in the point,
you know,
so point 1, point 2. A lot. I forget the percentage, but a lot of you guys don't see episode 10.
Yeah, there's been a lot of jokes at their dispense and a lot of theories and all that stuff. But I'm here to say, and just knowing what it takes to have a podcast and do it as consistently as they did, they actually started doing 2 episodes per week at some point with Patreon. So the output was ridiculous. The consistency was ridiculous. The content was great. They had a lot of cultural moments as well that I can remember, like the video games. Mandii was dissing guys who play video games, stuff like that. So they had their moments. Yeah, she was dissing the fuck out of me. I ain't talked to that motherfucker for 6 months. And she ain't even know why. But, but
wait,
yeah,
she said men who play video games are weird?
Yeah, she wasn't fucking with our community.
She wasn't feeling it.
But it was a whole thing. And, you know, I just brought that up to kind of just say, you know, they came, they saw, they conquered. It was not a failed podcast. And salute to those ladies.
Yeah, big salute, honestly.
Yeah.
You guys did it for sure.
In the same breath, I guess we can head over and keep it in that space. We talk about Wendy, right?
Yeah.
Wendy, we go to Charlamagne. Charlamagne was talking about kids. I don't know how Wendy would classify. Charlamagne did sit on Wendy's lap.
I remember that picture.
He did sit on her lap.
He worked with her.
So I don't know. But did you see the picture?
I don't know.
You never saw the picture?
I don't know.
It's like really, really old.
Yeah, Charlamagne, I think I have though. I think I have.
Was sitting on Wendy's lap.
It was blurry?
No, it was 4K before 4K.
I mean, but
it was
they
that
worked
clear.
together on
1080.
But
they did radio together.
He was sitting on her. That's a wild picture. I know that guy. If there's one thing he could get scrubbed from the internet, it has to be sitting on Wendy Williams.
He was a host on her show.
He was sitting on her lap.
Yes.
You're trying to just you work with Sway.
It's not the same.
You gonna sit on Sway's lap.
We all make different decisions.
That'll be insane.
We all make different decisions.
Oh man, but to keep it on Charlamagne was actually in the news talking about his kids per se, and I just wanted to kind of get y'all thoughts on that. A lot of people thought this was aimed at Akademiks, and they kind of talked about it on the Breakfast Club.
How do y'all come to the conclusion that I would talk about Akademiks though?
Ain't no y'all. No jumper.
Yeah, how did you come to that conclusion?
Well, last year Akademiks publicly called out you, Wallow, and Gilly and said that y'all are avoiding his podcast like y'all brand new or
that
whatever.
Was a year ago.
Okay, but I mean, let's just face it and just say what it is. Don't nobody want to come to that smelly ass basement? Like,
all right, so Just Hilarious got some smoke for Akademiks. Let me see if I could actually find the clip of Charlamagne saying, "Hey, y'all are my sons," and let's see.
And he was saying this on Brilliant Idiots with Andrew Schultz. they were having one of their conversations, and I feel like this is towards the end of their episodes. They started to talk about shit that be on their mind. Yeah. You feel me? And I don't know where this stemmed from, but yeah, Charlamagne, along the lines of what SaVon is saying, is he was speaking to a few people, one person, about, like, yo, you guys can't live without me.
Wait, I'm so sorry.
Like
I should know this. But what's like Charlamagne and Ak's relationship? Like, are they friends or? I just don't know.
I think Ak would call him a mentor in the space.
Okay. Like still?
I don't know,
to
but
a certain extent.
Yeah, Ak has interviewed Charlamagne in the early stages of the Breakfast Club, and the early stages, of course, him live streaming, etc.
Ak gives Charlamagne a lot of flack now for kind of changing his tune up a bit.
Yeah.
And I guess, for lack of a better word, Charlamagne's evolution. Because Charlamagne isn't as salacious anymore. His political takes are what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's shied away from Charlamagne has shied away from the things that Akademiks feels like he should at this point still be talking about.
But are they like friends?
I don't know if they're friends, Regi,
Okay,
but I do know that Akademiks has been trying to get Charlamagne on his podcast or his live stream. Ak has been trying to interview him, right? I don't think he's pressed to do it anymore.
Some of y'all are my sons, and I know you upset because daddy's been neglecting you.
Yo, it's facts.
I love all my sons regardless of no matter how y'all talk about dad. That's right. Don't mention daddy's name ever again.
They can't.
They can't. They can't.
Sean, they can't.
They can't. They can't. Matter of fact,
because they need to eat.
Whenever you hear my sons talking about me,
hey, your sons is hungry.
That's right.
Yo, your sons are hungry. They need.
Listen. Next time you hear my sons talk about me, just go in their comments and put, "Daddy's not coming home."
Wait. So just right after Alex gave me that little explanation, I feel like it's very obvious who he's talking to. No, but I don't know.
I'll add some more on it. I think. You remember when Deion Sanders was just like grading his kids from worst to best?
Yeah. Okay. Like ranking his kids.
He ranks, and he does it from month to month, week to week, however he does it. Yeah. I think he was trying to insinuate that Ak is his oldest child. Because I don't think that, and not by Ak's age, of course, right? Just in terms of reach, you see a lot of reactive content now on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's a ton of people.
Quite a few.
Just critiquing everybody's performance.
Yeah.
So more recently, I did see a clip of Ak talking about, like, damn, son, Charlamagne kind of switching up on Biden and the Democratic Party.
Oh, recently?
Recently,
okay,
real recent. So I was like, damn, he got to be talking about boy, because he was pretty critical on Charlamagne about that. Okay. He was pretty critical on him. He said, like, damn, Charlamagne, before on the last election, I didn't see you act like this. Now you trying to show some love to Trump this time.
Yeah, he was talking about Charlamagne switching from more of a Democratic to a more Republican viewpoint.
Yeah,
but I think we gotta allow people to like change their mind. if you change how you feel, I also think we've kind of seen both of these candidates. I'm not a political person, so I'm only going to give like a very surface kind of opinion here. But Joe Biden, he just doesn't seem as he's just not in the public. He's not as front facing as a Donald Trump.
You hating? You went to DC. You ain't say what up.
I did not.
You ain't pull up.
You ain't pull up.
I did not.
You ain't pull up on board.
Once I found out he takes the Underground Railroad, I was like, wait,
that's some freaky shit.
Hold up, I don't know if I'm into that. But yeah, I'm a monitor that one.
But honestly, I don't know anything. He could be talking about anybody.
Because I like the same industry beefs, like Donald Rollins against Corey Holcomb.
Yeah.
Just the comedians in general, I think that's kind of dope. So if the media guys continue to pick that back up, like Joe, Gilly, not so much Wallow, Nori, Charlamagne, Akademiks, like I like when they beef.
It's entertaining.
It is. It's fun. It's dope. So I hope he gets something out of that.
And it's funny too, because now Akademiks has kind of took on Charlamagne's old role with the salacious stuff.
Ooh.
So it's kind of interesting to see.
Interesting.
I'm honored that. He's also been real heavy on Diddy. And we don't got to stay here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I feel like we can't not mention that Diddy got some new allegations.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Freaky man. Freaky man.
My take on this is really quick.
Freaky boy.
It wasn't just him.
Freak bull.
Yeah, some other people mentioned in this lawsuit. Yeah. But my take on this is going to be real quick. This is not going to stop. Pandora's box has been open. when it comes to Diddy and his past life. And see, that's the thing. When you have too much fun, it's too many scenarios a motherfucker could, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think this is gonna stop. I think people see that, yo, he might be giving some money if he wronged you, and I don't see this stopping anytime
The difference
soon.
with this one, on the lawsuit, there were actual pictures.
Yeah.
And
what pictures?
I don't know.
I mean, you saw it, right?
I didn't.
So there was a name mentioned that kind of threw me off.
Nigga said I seen it, right?
Nah,
Nigga talk.
Let me just say the lawsuit first. Diddy has been sued by his former male music producer for sexual assault. It's Lil Rod Jones.
See, that's what he fucked up. That's what he fucked up.
Know, right?
Naming himself. That's why he picked him to produce the shit.
Crazy.
Lil Rod.
He said
chilling with Lil Rod. Yo, who I'm with?
Lil Rod.
Lil Rod.
In the filings, he said he alleged that Diddy grabbed his anus, quote unquote. And he also mentioned, I don't want to say the name.
His anus.
No. One of the other people that he mentioned in the thing was another prominent.
He mentioned Stevie J in there. He mentioned I don't know. He just mentioned.
He mentioned Stevie J, but the picture include. I'm reading off an article. I don't have like the picture in front of me, but he said the legal document lists a lot of like men, and then one of them was Stevie J, but the picture of the man included was actually a male porn star named Knockout.
Got you.
Knockout and Lil Rod. This a little freaky too. This is a little too much freaky. Like yeah. Knockout and Lil Rod. But yeah, it is almost nothing new with this Diddy case. I guess it's just new allegations. To be seen. I personally believe that where there's smoke, there's some fire. There's way too many people saying way too many things of similar acts. And it's nasty. And if any of it's true, it's nasty. I want to talk about the things that have been actually said. I don't want to talk about the speculation. I went down the rabbit hole. Okay. The rabbit hole will lead you to Usher and Justin Bieber.
You
and
gotta get out of that
other,
hole.
like I don't ever want to believe those things if they're not true. But people on YouTube are really good at making you believe things that you never would have thought and start connecting dots, right? Like I know we probably all have seen the video of Usher, Kevin Hart in the bedroom doing like BTS, like, hey man, we used to wrestle over Frosted Flakes, like
Honey Nut Cheerios and shit.
Yeah, man, I never wrestled none of my mans over Frosted Flakes.
Never did that.
You know, so
Off the wake up.
Off the wake up at
never
11 years old. It's crazy. So. You know, 50 Cent has been monitored in this
I never
story.
woke up, looked at a nigga, and say, yo, so you run into the Frosted Flakes?
Why millionaires fighting over cereal?
Exactly.
How old were they?
You don't have to
Diddy
fight
was a
against-
grown man at that time.
Yeah.
Usher was...
He said 10
he
to
was
12.
New to he was new to the
Said
game.
he was like 10 to 12.
He was 10 to 12?
I don't know. I'm going to just say he was younger.
No,
I really
Diddy
don't know.
said 10.
Oh, okay.
In the
That's
video.
so
He said
young.
10.
Oh, okay.
And he attended Diddy's flavor camp.
Yeah, Puffy.
Yeah,
Flavor.
he wasn't supposed to go there.
It's called Puffy's Flavor Camp.
Yeah, he wasn't
You know
supposed to
what
go
I'm
there.
saying? So there's a lot to be seen.
Red flag right there.
Diddy's a very powerful person, so I know there's some people who are afraid to kind of touch the story. I'm more so just waiting for things to be developed. I'm open to talk about whatever when it comes to Diddy. Like Diddy's he's a freak man. If any of this is true,
Should get too freaky for me, man. Like just fuck on your one girl, man. Or whoever you fucking, just fuck on them. And
does
stop.
it make it suspicious that nobody that's ever been mentioned, like when they don't press or take legal action, like
Absolutely.
like Cat Williams at the top of this year, he named names, he said scenarios, he put accusations, allegations, he put all this shit on so many different people who all have money, and not one person pressed charges or made a claim.
Slander and shit.
Not one person said anything that he said about like in a defamatory way. They all just stood silent.
Yeah.
So it's just silence,
Some of them spoke up.
complacency.
No, but remember in that same thing, Cat Williams said a lot of what he does is he just gathers information.
Yeah.
But he
So-
gave the information too.
Right, but he didn't give all of it. He showed some restraint by not saying everything.
But what does that have to do with them defending what was said?
Because if they did, then he's coming. I would assume he would come out with more information.
So,
Yeah, that's why they're not like fighting
you.
him. That's his point.
So are
Got
you
you.
guilty if you're not defending your name? Like all we have is our name.
I think it
So
depends.
if somebody is saying,
yeah.
yo, this nigga was sticking it in my ass. What the fuck, bro?
I'm suing
What
you.
are we doing? Like, that's no. What the fuck?
But you know, at this time,
if somebody said I was getting anything in my ass, what the fuck? Nah, we gotta like no.
At this time, no, he's probably-
and do what you want. Love who you love, but if it doesn't apply, like don't let it fly.
At this time, though, he's probably being instructed by his lawyers. But you're right though. I think it's
Diddy?
But not just Diddy. Stevie J.
Oh,
you know, or anybody who's been associated. There's been mad artists. There's been mad prominent people. Like Diddy has managers and security guards and people on his team and other artists over the years who have also been included. Like Cuba Gooding Jr. I always fuck that nigga's name up. But the Freaky Man, Freaky Jr. Like his name is even in this shit. If I was him, the first time I see my name next to Diddy, nigga.
But he's probably cool with Diddy.
I don't give a fuck.
No, I know, but hear me out, right? If you align with whatever that person may align with, you guys are probably on the same page. Y'all are gonna react the same way. You guys are right. Like you guys are probably in unison on how you guys are gonna respond or not respond.
I just want to hear from one person, right? That's been accused of some of the things of sexual assault, of some I just want to hear from one person speak publicly. If it's been made, known publicly, you have the chance to defend yourself publicly. I want to hear why they decide not to combat any of the allegations, accusations, rumors that, aren't proven to be true.
Facts.
If they're not true. Just tell me why you would not.
Do you want them to just speak out and defend themselves, or you mean like I want them to sue?
I want to see legal action.
No, because maybe it's not true, but maybe they don't have enough evidence to prove that this is false.
You have to shut the fuck up if you are not speaking the truth on my name.
Maybe they're doing it
if it's slander. If you're saying I fondled your butthole.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You can't just get that off on me.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me explain my point. Let's say I was mentioned in a lawsuit and someone says Regina fondled my butthole.
Yeah.
And I can't automatically be like, fuck you, and sue them because I don't have enough to defend myself in a legal case. That's what I'm saying. What if I just can't sue them because I don't have anything? It's
defamation.
And
not
how do I prove
just fondled the butthole, it's also harassment. Right, that you forced the fondling. It wasn't consensual.
Okay,
none of these acts are consensual.
Let's say I'm innocent, and you mentioned me, you're defaming me. But how do I defend myself?
But I didn't do it. So in order for me to continue for you to stop, I'm going to put a cease and desist. You're going to get a letter from my legal team that says if you continue to say these things about me publicly, you will be sued because you are now affecting me, my mental, my bottom line, whatever it is. If this is not true, I'm going to give you a warning that says shut the fuck up because it's not true.
It's already a lawsuit though. You mean just say it without filing a lawsuit?
Both. I'm doing everything to protect my name and my innocence.
I'm saying I want to protect myself too, but if I have nothing to protect me, can I just sue them?
You can send a cease and desist.
Okay,
that's defamatory.
I'm just asking a question.
No, I know, but that's defamatory if you list me as somebody who fondled your asshole without consent.
If it's a heinous act like that, I would definitely want somebody to speak up and say some shit. But bro, cease and desist don't work on social media.
Yeah.
You know how many?
I don't give a fuck about social media.
But hold on,
the damage is done.
Hold on. What I'm saying is the cease and desist probably was sent out. What I'm saying is we wouldn't know unless that person was like, "Yo, I sent so and so a cease and desist." So chill.
TMZ exists. You would know if somebody. If
there's mad cease and desist that's been sent out that haven't been made public. That's a fact.
What's the difference between his lawyer putting out a statement and Diddy saying he didn't do it to use it?
Well, Diddy, he would never legally. Nobody would advise him to say anything.
Right.
So I don't see him saying.
I don't think anybody believes him right now.
But I'm not even talking about Diddy. I'm talking about the moving parts around Diddy, the subjects around Diddy. Diddy can't say anything right now.
Yeah.
It's just in too deep. Pause.
No, but
I don't want to talk about
Diddy. But his PR teams have released things on their story like, "Hey, Mr. Combs does not agree with any of that." Even with Lil Rod, he said some shit. His lawyers said that it's a bunch of bullshit and he's looking for money. Even Stevie J replied a little bit. He didn't reply about the fucking or anything like that, but he did say that because Lil Rod is currently in a pub dispute with Diddy. For the Love album.
Yeah,
I think that's probably his first qualm. I didn't know he was touching his butt too. But his first qualm is Diddy not trying to give him the pub. So Stevie J responded to him and said, "Yo, dog, how about you tell the full story? You were brought in as an engineer." Again, I don't know what is facts or not. That'd be my whole thing, SaVon, about, yo, speak up on what. I don't even know what's true from nobody.
Mainly just hearsay.
I don't even know.
And I agree with you on that. I just know if
confused.
my name's ever associated in something like that,
heinous act. I feel
it has to be addressed because if you're addressing me publicly, putting sexual assault, harassment, all these kind of things, it has to be said nah, bro. This can't go. And even somebody like Ja Rule. You know how many stories I heard from Gene Deal about Ja Rule coming out the bedroom butt ass,
the Diddy room,
the butt ass, man. Like, say something. Like, you have to say something at some point. That's just how I feel. And if you choose not to, I would like to hear why people choose not to say things of that nature. And if that's your preference, that's fine too. Like
now you're right though. Like I'll say this, like you're right. For those really, really bad acts, I would be surprised if someone didn't want to speak up. But again, people deal with legal matters. Some people on a very private tip.
And even back to Cat Williams, like if I'm Steve Harvey, if I'm Cedric the Entertainer, Cedric he has addressed it. But somebody like a Steve Harvey, all the people like say no, he's lying.
Okay, how about this? Sometimes I feel like people don't respond because they're just gonna cook them. Like, you know, when you just don't have a swaggy response. Like, imagine you respond and be like, "Nigga, you lying." Like, I feel like some people know that they're gonna sound like bullshit.
Yeah, and you'll find yourself having to defend yourself even more.
Yeah,
it doesn't stop,
especially on the internet.
Because if you just don't address it at all, it might blow over.
It might, maybe.
And look at the cycle of the news cycle. Things happen every day. A lot of times too. People don't say anything because eventually it's gonna go away.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you.
I mean, it depends on how bad it is.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Yeah, like if you randomly said I assaulted someone, of course I'm gonna address it. But if you're just spreading a nasty rumor about me, I think I would ignore it. I'll be like, girl, like shut the fuck up.
Got you. Yeah, everybody different.
No, I get that.
But SaVon is addressing that shit.
I just like
10 times out of 10, SaVon will reject.
SaVon's like, don't put dirt on my name.
You can't put fondling booty holes. Bro,
that is a lot.
Crazy.
Yeah, I gotta come out and say I wasn't fondling no booty hole. Like, you gotta come out and just say that shit.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, man.
Anything else? Do we need it? What is it?
Yo,
I don't know.
You want to hear some random information? Actually, Reggie, go ahead. You about to say something?
Oh no, I was just laughing.
Random information. I saw something on Instagram that said turn off your Wi-Fi on your phone before you go to sleep. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't sleep with the phone right next to me, but I sleep with it kind of close. Right?
On your head? You sleep with it on your head?
No. It's
on like your nightstand?
Yeah, it's like on the nightstand / like the headboard. Right?
Got you.
I've realized for the past few days that I've been sleeping deeper
without the Wi-Fi being on.
Without the Wi-Fi on my phone
this
being
nigga
on.
smoking
and uninterrupted.
Really?
No waking up in the middle of the night or anything like that.
Really? But specifically the Wi-Fi?
Specifically the Wi-Fi. Because the Wi-Fi, again, is supposed to boost the signal of your phone.
Yeah, you're right.
Again, it might just be me, but I'm just saying, you know.
Brain, them waves.
I'll try it and I'll report back.
Yeah, same. That's a cool
random information.
No, that's a cool tidbit. I'm gonna try that shit too.
Everybody try that and let us know how it goes.
I can see that though. Like brain waves not being pushed by the phone, by your brain.
Random science fact too when it comes to waves. When you turn the microwave on, the waves go out all the way out into the street.
Oh wow.
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
So you're nuking your food with waves that powerful.
Damn.
Yeah, just information.
I put the cover on my shit.
I don't mean that.
That does not help.
You don't got the cover?
Alex is like, I'm good.
You don't got the cover?
For a second, I'm like, that nigga smart. I was like, wait, that's
No, I put the cover. That cover worked good.
I saw the vision for a little second. I'm not gonna.
Got no little cover.
Unless it's rubber.
Cannot lie. I did see the vision. I did see the vision for a second. Yeah, man. A lot of freaky news. A lot of things happening in the news cycle.
Yeah.
And please make sure y'all fact check me on that DC shit. Yeah. I would love to have conversations.
No, for real. Me too. He said mad shit. He's like, by the way, just no. I might be lying.
That's a disclaimer. You gotta put the disclaimer right there.
I want to have like conversations about it. So I would like people to research deeper on it, so we can like converse about why all the black people in the White House, I mean in the Capitol, are like smaller than all of the great whites that they have in there. Also, I do want to do some research on the George Washington Last Supper photo. That might be one of the covers.
Yeah, you fucked me up with that one.
That's a real, I'm gonna look at that.
If we make that the cover, people are gonna be like, what the fuck is going on?
They're being spiritual today.
We can't do that on Black History Month.
Nah.
It's the last week though.
Nah, I don't give a fuck.
It's a leap year.
I don't care.
It comes out on a leap year.
I don't care.
Do you know the inception of a leap year?
BHM. Yeah.
Black History Month.
I don't know. Wait, the inception of a leap year, you gotta thank Constantine?
I think
no, Julius Caesar.
Caesar?
Yeah, Julius Caesar.
By the way, I think a leap year is so stupid.
Why?
Why are you just adding one day to the year and being like, oh my God, this makes such a difference?
I think they were trying to boost work productivity during the Reconstruction. Was it Reconstruction era?
See, stupid.
During
I got it right. Julius Caesar. He introduced leap year. See, I was right. No, nigga. Get cultured. Julius Caesar introduced leap day with the help from Egyptians. The Caesar reordered the Roman calendar, giving us the blueprint of which most of the world operates by today.
Disregard what I said.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
It must suck being born on a leap year.
Nah, honestly, you would have to change your birthday and shit.
Oh my God. I
shit
think
would be in
it's
March.
so like silly when people, you know, who have a leap year birthday and then they're like fucking 30 and they're like, technically I'm 4 years old. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
No, what the fuck? What kind of math is that?
I'm like, no, you're 30 years old. Like, shut up.
Do you claim February 28th or March 1st if you're born on a leap year?
I would think February
Both.
28th.
Yeah, facts. Both. You get 2 birthdays.
Both.
Oh, that's fly.
That's fine.
They both my G day. Now what? Double gift. Double head. My fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Double header.
Yeah, double head like a game.
I ain't mad at that.
Episode title, doubleheader?
Double header.
I like that.
Kind of crazy. All right, cool. I guess if we have nothing here, it's been a doozy. It's been fun. No, it's been a Need to Know podcast. Is what you need to know when you need to know on the Need to Know podcast. If you've made it this far in the podcast, as I suspect all of you have and all of you will, you should be subscribed to our YouTube. We do have a Patreon. Also, if you listen on Apple, Spotify, all those good places, also comment. Let us know. Keep the engagement up. We are in the algorithm. We are not trying to leave the algorithm. No. As Alex said, this shit is hard. Don't let us be Vice. Word. Okay? Don't let us be complex.
It'll be your fault.
Please, save a life. Support a black-owned business. It's the Need to Know podcast. We out of here, gang.